production of the new niggas. Y'all may got the soul and all, and maybe a little bit more talent, but not the
Fuck
production.
production. Shit.
Let's
Fuck
keep it
all
real.
that.
Y'all sampling
Man,
our
them
shit
old niggas
anyway.
is not fucking with Chris Brown.
Exactly. Who said
Y'all,
that? All y'all
that's me,
youngsters is
Shivers.
sampling all the old school 90s, early 2000s, 80s. Y'all all sampling
Man,
every
Chris Brown
song.
shitting on all them niggas. Chris Brown shitting on all them niggas, man. Shout out to Breezy.
You name one nigga, she just named like 4 different people.
Hello.
Chris Brown, Beyonce,
Throw
Rihanna,
Usher in there.
They
Usher.
young, they old, they was that came out in the 90s,
Nah,
bro.
you can't
Right.
have them. You can't have them and the OJs, nigga.
And
You
Chris
gotta give
Brown,
us
he's like
somebody.
early 2000s. So
Damn, who do we get then? Y'all niggas don't want to give us
Lil
nobody.
y'all don't
Uzi
get
Vert,
nobody.
We'll
Lil
take
We
Breezy.
Uzi,
get
We'll take Breezy.
anybody
YB.
under anybody 40 and under is us.
Boy, bye.
You
Nah, for
tripping.
real, the real
Yeah,
shit.
anybody 40 and under is us.
Nah, I don't agree. It's like half and half. Anything 2015 and up is y'all.
Oh, wake it up.
What?
Nah, that ain't us, man. We 30, man.
Giving us we
I'm
That
30.
ain't
Try to
us.
give us the
34 and
water
I
down
got all
shit.
this old school shit. Y'all little
Us too. We
youngsters
got all
is
the old school shit too.
shit. Name
I'm
a song right
41.
now if you don't turn on the radio that don't have an old school sample on it. If you turn on
First
the
off,
radio.
who's
It
fucking
ain't
with
too
Michael
many.
Jackson?
It's
Oh, I
Wake
love
it up.
Michael.
if
Beyonce.
it ain't a sample, like
She's with
they
us.
Get
sampled the
the
beat.
fuck out of here, Beyonce.
Look,
Patti
say
LaBelle would
my
kill
name, say
Beyonce.
my name, like it's a
Patty
lot.
LaBelle
Don't
can't
Patty
touch
miss
Beyonce.
it.
That bitch and them dry ass pies can't
Hey,
touch
hey,
no
hey,
You know
Beyonce.
hey,
what,
hey,
Rock?
hey, hey, stop it.
Don't ever disrespect Beyonce though, fam. You wrong for that. You
Patti
wrong for that.
LaBelle will
Where my
smoke
nigga at? That's my nigga
Beyonce.
TPG. My nigga beamed up.
Listen,
What you
bro.
said?
Beyonce
Patti
was on
LaBelle will
Star
smoke
Search,
Beyonce.
nigga. How you taking her? She was on Star Search.
She
Ain't
was.
nothing,
That
ain't
means
nothing
she
new
went
about
through the
that.
ranks. That means she
And
went through the
Aaliyah was on
ranks.
Star Search too.
Come on.
Rosetta in here and y'all ain't giving Rosetta a bean, man. Come on, man. When Rosetta come around, automatic.
Rosetta, I love you.
Alright, I think we got enough.
We
Did
do.
somebody say something about Beyonce?
Moko running the room today
Love y'all
as a
too.
co-host. So all the pink tickets down there, raise your hand. This is Sleepless. You know what the fuck going on, man. So when you want to speak, raise your hand, especially the people in the goo. We know y'all don't really get a chance to talk. Sleepless was recreated to motherfucking free the goo so we can find y'all a home room, get to know some of the main people over here on the side. And I felt like today was a perfect day to highlight one of the people that love to center themselves. So it's like, why not just give her the center stage? I mean, that's what she love to do anyway. So shit, shout out to
Might as
motherfucking
well.
Moko. Shout out to Moko. She wanted
What?
to, so put her ass in the center stage. She love to be there. She love to talk. She love to new people. So this the perfect room for her to go ahead and get her shit out. Shout out to Moko. I'm handing the mic over to you, Moko. Do your thing.
Wait, before you hand it over to Moco Loco, I want to let y'all know something. If y'all up in this motherfucker and y'all got a motherfucking Sleepless in LA PTR, can y'all please put that motherfucker on and support the room? Thank you. Moco
Oh
Loco,
yeah.
it's on you.
Oh
I
yeah,
am
well, real quick.
done.
2P's got the PTRs if you do need a PTR. Just came out with a fresh new one. They like the brand new Jordans. Check my shit out on my shit. That's the new one right there. Y'all got that purple one. Y'all still got that
Oh,
old
hell no.
shit.
Two
Yeah.
P's. Hold
Yeah,
up.
we need that new shit. Get that new shit. That shit just fresh out the press. Yeah.
Okay, Brock. I just want to
Oh,
say
I got it.
that you
Thank you,
are
Two P's.
so ghetto. Um, because where's the content? Like, what did you prepare for your production? Nothing. We just it's just a live
Nah, this
read
just
the
a
goo,
live.
let's chat show. That is.
This
I
is
just
a
wanted to say that is
it's just
ghetto.
live. That's what we do.
Nah, that's how we
And
do.
okay, you are ghetto.
Well, I've been
You are
ghetto
the
my whole
content.
life. I'm a noodle
You
eating
I'm
are the
not
nigga.
the
content.
content.
Yeah, if y'all put some content up, I'm
Yeah,
sure we got somebody.
yeah.
We got somebody here that can do audio.
Who
I
in
know we
here
got.
can do
Where's
audio?
Double? No? Fuck.
What you need, bro?
We said double and
There it
I mean
is, double in
audio.
I
here.
could do
Okay.
it if you need me
Oh, we
to.
got Rosetta. Come on, man. Y'all got the
I forgot
fucking
it was
audio
Gab's
queen.
birthday. I was gonna
Just
say,
post
hey
the link
The
at the
Gab.
audio
top.
queen, Rosetta. Come on, man. That's the man. We got a team, bro. That's the thing about this hundred side shit. What I love, we got a team. Somebody in music mode already. So Moko, you let them know whatever you trying to get ran. You know what I'm saying? Get with your audio people, and then you know what I'm saying. Do your shit. This is what we do over here. It's the honey side. Sleepless in LA. Shout out to Izogi. Shout out to Krista and Pitbull and Eric and Drewby, Rosetta,
And Lady
all the
Killer.
mods, Lady Killer. Everybody, money, all of us. You know what I'm saying? What AB? I seen AB in here. AB in this motherfucker. Miss Hustle, we got the whole crew famous in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? What y'all finna do? Let me see. We got a pink
We
ticket,
got
though.
Libo dos
Hold on, let me
pesos.
holler at a pink ticket while we wait on while we get the production right. Doughboy, what up, boy? Doughboy, what up, my nigga? Doughboy, you on stage with a pink ticket? What up, my nigga? We trying to know who you is. Can't be sitting on stage and I ain't gonna say shit, nigga. Nigga scared to talk. Goddamn, boy. I ain't never seen a nigga with a Doughboy PTR scared to talk. Just scary ass down there.
Well, somebody already shot you.
Damn, man. All right. Well, yeah, keep the program going. We need
Man,
some
salute the
motherfuckers.
sleepless, man. Salute, salute, salute.
Yeah, who that was? Oh, that's my nigga Kevo.
What up, bro?
What up, brother? What up? What up? What up? We got Alex in this bitch, man. I'm letting y'all run the
Man,
room.
100
I'm kicking
style in the
back
building,
today.
man. 100 style in the
No,
building.
I want to hear the goo talk more than me. I know this room been getting a little crazy lately where we've been doing a lot of the talking. Want to hear a little bit of the motherfucking goo, but I mean, shit, you know, the goo got to come up. So I'm sending invites down to all the pink tickets, man. Come out here and tell us how y'all got to the 100 side, bro. That's what we fucking here for. We trying to unlock new characters, you feel me? Add to this shit. We don't die, we multiply. You want to join the biggest side, nigga, come on over. No, don't decline. Don't decline. Come on up. Yeah, I know
Rosetta,
I
I'm
heard
sending it
maybe
to
y'all
your
might.
back channel.
Alright, I'm gonna keep this going until y'all get it. Y'all,
He
yeah,
said, "Don't decline." I hate when people do that. Come
they
up and
declining my
talk.
shit. Like y'all niggas was on here talking. Yeah, come on. The other day. Come
Oh,
on up here.
listen ass niggas, man.
What you said? Who that is? Is that Shivers?
Yeah, I said them old listen ass niggas.
Oh, you don't fuck with the yayas?
No, not the yayas, the motherfuckers sitting in the goo that don't want to say shit when they come up.
Oh, hell yeah. Silvers, we gonna have to let you introduce yourself to the stage too, man, because you kind of skipped the pink ticket process. You've been around, but niggas knew you but don't know you, but then do know you. So I think this is a good chance to rebrand and reintroduce yourself to the motherfucking crew. You know what I'm saying? But we'll do that. We'll do that a little bit later. We'll say that one. We'll say that one while they get this content ready. Y'all ping up and share the room while we get this content ready. Shout out to Clubhouse TV and the rest of the YouTubers in the motherfucking building. Oh yeah, nah, we already got all the spots for the fantasy football, but y'all do the club our pick'ems that we do in the 100 sports room, man. Y'all come get a pick'em, man. I think it's only $15 this week. $15, you can go and pick your teams, you know, get a chance to win. Lebo in this bitch.
Moko, can you pin it to the top? It's
Lebo not in here, but
easier.
Okay.
y'all join in. I'll tell y'all how to join later. Hit Lebo, he'll tell you. Dez will tell you. Go to the sports center room, or hit Alex. Alex is a good person to get with if you want to learn how to join anything with the sports center room. He's an admin over there. Hit him up.
Lebo's right there on the floor.
So are you.
30
I'm
days to
fucking
perfect your
dead.
talent. I'm taking your 30 days. I'm taking your 30 days.
Damn, bro.
That's my
I'm
dog.
calling you out. 30 days. I got you.
Again, damn, bro. I already like fuck. That's my dog, Alex. If y'all don't know Alex, man, he's our residential guy on the stage. Look, you thought I was gonna do it, Alex. I wasn't gonna do it. He's our residential technician on the stage, man. One of the best people when it come down to watching the goo, cloud control. Well, he's a cloud observer now. Since Famous was doing the hating ass shit in the cloud control, but we'll talk to that later. But that nigga's a cloud observer now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Alex. Shout out to Famous for hating on my nigga Alex. Still shining, never motherfucking dying. Shout out to the whole team, man. We in this bitch, man. We are in this bitch.
Okay. So when you said Doughboy a second ago, whoever that was from the group that didn't want to talk, fuck you. I thought about Doughboy and something he said about people in 2023 that don't want to work. I personally feel attacked as a millennial and as a lady because I don't believe in like physical labor. So we're gonna run the audio on Doughboy and see what y'all think about it. Okay.
Man, that's
The
crazy.
society so fucked up right now. Instagram got y'all niggas heads fucked up so bad. I know a nigga right now with $0 in his pocket and won't get a job because it's corny. This shit crazy. Nigga don't want to get a job. He rather have $0 in his pocket. Consecutive days too. Like this is not just like A fucked up, a bad day, like this is how a nigga be living his life and won't get a job because it's corny. What's a society?
So like we are in the age of content creators, okay? And I do know some people that feel like getting a job don't allow them to express themselves because they want to be like content creators or they want to live like celebrity life. So what y'all think about that?
I think that's our community like a motherfucker, man. Like that's just I hate to say it and I hate to bring race in it, but that's some black people shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know why black people feel that way. Like as far as motherfuckers feel like working is beneath them or something like that, especially when they don't even come from. I could get it if you come from a standpoint of ownership, because I'm kind of at that place where I'm like, damn, I don't want to work for nobody. I want to own my shit, get equity in the shit. But if you gotta know how to be a good worker to be a boss anyway. So if you ain't no nigga with no stability and you ain't got no plan and you just out there, bro, get a fucking job, my nigga. But I don't know what y'all think.
Don't
I
you
think you
think?
do two
Oh
things at once. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, you got it.
I think two things can be true. Number one, if you want to be an entrepreneur and work for yourself, that's one aspect. But you can't put the cart before the horse. So you're gonna need to be stable and have your finances together to even become a boss. Because then you hustling backwards. So that whole concept of not wanting to work is something that they've been pushing into the community for a long time, but they forget to tell you how to become a boss. Everybody that's a boss has always worked, and then you while you working on your business, you working, you know what I'm saying, you holding down your whatever your responsibilities are. Now they just say, oh fuck working for somebody else, go be a boss, but they don't give you the steps to do that. So shit is ass backwards right now. You gotta work, you gotta take care of your kids and shit, and trying to create content is one thing that's cool. But if it's not making you no money, it's a hobby, and hobbies don't pay bills. So you need to have a job.
I feel you on that. I feel like when people like Brock say, especially black people that have this ideology, don't y'all think like black people worked hard enough? Like they still fighting for reparations and they are like underpaid. So when you say black people specifically, what if they have passed down traumas from their ancestors? Like it's some unpaid wages still out there.
Our ancestors worked though. That was the main thing they always did was work.
And they
So I
died
don't.
broke.
I mean
Shit.
that's financial literacy. But this is my thing. Majority of the people in my family all owned homes. So I can't speak for nobody else. But I'm pretty sure most of y'all grandmothers, grandfathers owned homes and they family owned homes. It's just a generation of like my parents where they left the homes and lost them, and then it was a disconnect. I hate when people say, "Oh, they died broke." That ain't necessarily true. They didn't have like an abundance of wealth, but they lived pretty good. The majority of them, you know what I'm saying? They took trips. They took care of their family. They had cars and shit. Now we have the mindset like, oh, I want to be a millionaire. So if you're not a millionaire, I guess you consider broke. But that's not necessarily true, in my belief.
But what you think caused that shift in mindset, Shivers, amongst us? Like, do you think it's the fact that we know we can do it now? Because back then, I think black people used to marginalize themselves because they didn't know that they can do it.
Um, I think a lot of people try to take shortcuts. For example, like you own a home, right? Like your mom leaves your house. So with gentrification, they come and say, "Oh, we're gonna give you 200,000 for your house, right?" So you take 200,000 and go buy a $600,000 house out in the suburbs, but you can't afford that house. But what they should have did was kept that house, saved the money to go buy that $600,000 house, and then you rent out the initial property. Now you have a second stream of revenue coming in from the rent, and then you use that plus whatever you're working to pay for your new house and so on and so forth. It was just a disconnect where people try to shortcut the steps. Like they look at bigger is better, but you don't look at what you have in front of you as well.
Yeah, well, I think crack happened. That's what I think because he made a valid point that a lot of the great grandparents or grandparents may have had assets, but some of the millennials, the same said group of people who probably don't favor work as much as baby boomers, it's kind of like the generation before us dropped balls, and I feel like for the inner city or for like, some socioeconomic classes, it had a lot to do with what was going on in politics. And that didn't affect all areas, but a large percentage of the community that we're talking about was affected by things that were brought to their communities, and they did lose a lot. So when I say they died broke, I just meant as far as like being foundational for this continent, and working so hard and get out there and get a job and putting their kids out at 17, 18 years old so they can be independent, and to still die and not be wealthy, or for some not even stable and own anything. I was just like, maybe a new approach can be taken, because all that working hard, work hard, work hard, work hard, and dying broke don't make sense to me.
Yeah, and that's where it's like kind of like I would have to play a little devil's advocate. Hey, Auntie Bridget, get Bridget up. But like thinking like I had to kind of play a little devil's advocate because I like how the young people think, like how they feel like they go for the most. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to just do shit that just don't seem attainable to the previous generations because it actually is a little bit easier for them. Like, you know what I mean? They see that shit. Like y'all said, content creating. There's so many different fields and shit that we can get into without having to go to school for 8 years or have all these big old motherfucking prerequisites standing in front of you. You could just pick up a camera and get the shit going. Like you could just start doing shit and just get it going, a business and just get it going. They got the fucking format. There's that girl that fucking did the and actually saying she really ain't getting money, but the girl that did the little pink sauce, you know what I'm saying? She just made her own little sauce in the house. You know what I'm saying? Went viral, now she in stores. You could do shit like that in this world now. So I don't know, man. It's like I feel like working a job to play devil's advocate is kind of like modern day slavery to a degree. Like, cause basically they used to say slavery was like you just leaving your ranch to go work on somebody else's, like while they were there. Like it ain't necessarily the way we think of slavery when we think about it in like chattel slavery and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was different forms of it. You just working for other people, and that's what we do now. You know what I mean? So I don't.
Um, so for me, it's a bit of a balance, right? So on one hand, we don't want our young people, especially our young black people, saying, "Oh, I've got to spend 9 years in this role, then another 20 years in this role, and just plod around for their whole life." But at the same time, we've got young people who think they can almost leave school or almost just walk out there and get whatever they want. So it's that balance between entitlement, because yeah, some people are rich in this world and some people are fortunate, but at the same time, some people really work hard for it. And I think, so I've got a 15-year-old daughter. Just trying to teach her that balance for me is really difficult, because I don't want her to dwell in a role for ages and ages and have no ambition. But equally, she can't just go out and just take it. So it's that balance, if you see what I mean.
Nah, I hear what you saying, bro, and I appreciate you coming on stage. Nigga never heard you speak identity. I always thought your ass was a burner account. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't never heard you speak. I've been seeing you in the group for a minute, so I appreciate you coming up. That motherfucker really from the UK. What part of the UK you from, bro?
So I grew up in London, but I currently live in Bristol in the southwest.
Oh, okay. Okay. I ain't never.
Sherlock Holmes type beat.
Hell yeah.
He's stupid.
Gotta watch this
Nah,
nigga now. You done stared. Okay, I like that, man. Well, keep coming through, bro. How you find the honey side? How long you been over? Cause you been in the chat for a minute. I just
Yeah.
don't know the first time I seen you.
No, I joined Clubhouse for the first time in April, and so this is all new to me, and I love it. I love it over here, and
Why you like it over here, like versus all the other sides? 'Cause I see you over here the most. You over here the most.
yeah, I go over other places just to see what else is out there, but I like the positivity over here, and I like structure, and I like not a routine, but I like, okay, so this happened, and then this
Yep.
happens. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Whereas everywhere
Yep.
else just seems fucking crazy to me, and Um, I like Wack, but equally I like his sort of admin. I mean, you know, the reason why I came over here first time, 'cause obviously from Wack from YouTube, but when I
Mm-hmm.
started hearing shit like crazy shit from Beast and whatever, and then people like you, Brock and Jo coming through, I like it over here. I like that sort of progression.
Hey, bro, salute, bro. Hey, it's a program. You know, we running it. Shout out to Wack100 because he really implemented that shit. And me knowing him, bro, and seeing how he run his situation, even with it, like his record, like, bro, run a program. You know, everything's a program. So, like, I like that shit too, bro. You know what I'm saying? We growing. I think a lot of my people over here say the same thing. We learning how to run different programs and implement it into our own lives and shit like that. So I agree with you, bro. And it's good to see you over here. Stay pulling up. You know what I'm saying? And we just keep it going then, bro. Shit, nice to meet you in this bitch. What your name is? It's Identity. You just want us to call you Identity? UK,
Yep.
what you want to go by? Identity? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
We gonna go there by that. Good
All
shit,
right.
show. All right, brother.
Appreciate it.
Ja, what you think
Yeah,
about it,
shout out.
Ja?
I think
Ja,
you
I knew
type
you was
in
about
a
to come about
100
the mic,
side
Ja.
PCR.
What you think about this shit, Ja? Go ahead. Go ahead, Ja. I heard you talking. Go get your shit off, Ja. I see you in the chat. What you think about this shit?
Yeah, I can't say too much right now. I'm at club. I got my trash. I ain't got a good mic right now. I can't say too much, but I'm listening. I'm listening.
Shit, we heard you, nigga. What you think about this whole situation that Moko just ran, the topic she just ran about working? What you think about that real quick?
Yeah, I mean, like, keep it real. I agree with what she's saying. You know, I'm talking about like the trauma from the past. It lingers. You know what I'm saying? So we had a unfair disadvantage. And I agree with what you said too. You know, we got to work ourselves in a position where we ain't work for nobody else. You know, I'm talking about like we our own boss and shit like that.
Nah, that's real. That's real. Shit, that's real. Them motherfuckers start make sense. I guess you say 100 crazy things, nigga. One thing gonna make sense. Fuck. And they said some shit that
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Hey man, I'm passing back to Moko, man, or anybody else.
Hey,
Anybody else?
I got one question. Jai, why are you holding in your stomach on your PTR, buddy? Like, what is that? You see your ribs, buddy.
Yeah, I can't say too much right now. I'm in public. They real loud right now. It's real loud down there right now. I can't say too.
You shouldn't hold your breath and take pictures, bro. I'm just saying.
I think my dog just malnourished, but you know that's another thing.
Okay, so
Yeah,
what I'm
I'm
mad
at a
at,
party right now. It's lit. I'm at a party right now. It's
So we
lit than a
got
motherfucker. I
You
can't
ain't
say
at
too
no
much now.
motherfucking party. Stop your lying
what's a
ass up,
40?
nigga.
It's too damn
we
early.
got we we got Boosie going belly to belly. We got Jai holding his stomach, man.
Oh
What's going
no,
on?
that is crazy.
This nigga drives an action figure, bitch.
Oh, I
Go
can
ahead,
see.
Moko. What you supposed to say?
It was no, cause I was reading right while y'all were talking. Since we were talking about like generational wealth and all of that, I didn't know that the family. I think it's the Bruce family in Manhattan Beach that had won a land back. Right? Y'all remember they
Yep.
came up. Why they giving it back to L.A. County
Back right.
for 20 million?
Oh yeah,
All
that was
about
the
them.
point though.
They fought. What the fuck? They
But that's the
fought to.
point. You fight to
I'm
sell.
fucking. Oh my god.
I
That's
see
that.
what
We
you
That's
just.
that.
saying. I
That's
see
the
what you
ignorance.
saying.
Yeah, so
But
they
I'm
you
didn't.
gotta.
genuinely taken by it. I no cap. Like I'm reading it like I don't see any audio. I'm gonna try to find some. But that is the silliest shit. And even though this did happen a few months ago, so some of y'all may be up to date on it, but I am like flabbergasted.
Why?
I mean, you don't really know people's situations, but I would have definitely given it to my grandkids or my kids, you know.
Thank you. They fought for it to say, hey, we have proof that our ancestors were bullied out of our shit. Y'all have made money off of it. We want it back. And they fought for years. And you did that just to say, okay, you can have it. We just wanted some money. And see, that's why the ancestors rolling over in their graves, because I'm thinking you're fighting for your heritage. You're fighting for the future. You're fighting for your family, your bloodline, your lineage, to have some resources. But you just wanted a couple of dollars, bitch?
You know what's crazy, Moko? I was talking to somebody like about something along the lines of this yesterday, and I was saying, you know what's crazy, right? When they built the Great Wall of China, in order for them to do that, they had to pass knowledge on from generation to generation to generation to actually build that wall. If you put niggas in that same situation, it would have never been no motherfucking wall because we don't raise our kids a certain way because we got cut off from our original lineage. You see what I'm saying? So in turn, you know what I'm saying, like we move a certain way based on what we've been through, and we don't have the guidance to understand where we actually come from, nor do we, you know what I'm saying, like really know, you know what I'm saying? All we know is where we at right now, and they moving in accordance to where they at right now. So it ain't really no surprise to me that they did what they did. They don't know where they come from.
Why couldn't they build that wall on the fly? Why does it have to be passed down?
Why the Great Wall of China?
Yeah.
It took them I don't know how many generations to build that wall.
I know,
They
but
cut
the marvel of it is not only the distance, but the top, the them building on top of the topography. So I don't think you could really teach that generationally on
well,
some
you
landscaping that you can't really, you know what I'm saying?
elaborate because what like in order to keep that going, you got to pass that down. Now the way they change the structure of how it's designed, you know what I'm saying, that's something different. But in order to keep that wall going, the reason why it got to be passed down from generation to generation was for another generation to come and say, well, I don't feel like we need a wall, let's stop that bitch right
I
there.
got you. I got you.
You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I feel like that's what we failed at. You see what I'm saying? Ancestor can't roll over in their grave if you the reason we in this shit to begin with.
I got you.
We just looking at now the
That was a good one.
we just looking at the manifestations of fucked up decision making. This is where we at right now.
Real shit. How long did it take them to build that wall though? Awesome shit. Just thinking about what y'all saying, trying to unpack it in my mind.
It was generations. It took a long time
It took
for them
hundreds
to.
of
I
years,
don't know. I
right?
don't. Yeah, it took. Yeah, I don't know exactly. You know what I'm saying? But that shit was from generation to generation to
I
generation for
mean,
them
yeah,
to.
25
because I ain't gonna lie, Alex,
2,500
they
years
had to pass
probably.
down some type of how
25
long?
2,500 years.
Oh, bro. Oh, my nigga. Yeah, that
God
had to be
damn.
passing down. So,
That was a
yeah, they
long
had
time.
to.
You
But
see.
why was they on that one accord so hard? I guess they was really
Well,
beefing with the
I'm
Mongolians.
gonna tell you this. That's why they say don't sleep with other nations so that you don't lose your heritage.
Yeah,
You
because
see.
they stayed on one accord. That's crazy.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
crazy. That is some deep shit.
Shit deep, man. But when you start, like I always tell people, it's important to study history so that you got an understanding of where you come from. It gives you direction of how you need to be, you know what I'm saying, and what direction you need to take if you moving on that. You see what I'm saying? Some people don't really give a fuck and they just rather deal with the now. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's a little bit deeper than just the now. You know what I mean? It's a purpose that we was here for. In order for you to get that, you got to understand where you come from. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people ain't trying to do that type of research to understand because they feel like the government tanks so much shit. But that don't change the fact because we put ourselves in this position. Maybe not you know what I'm saying, directly, but your ancestors made decisions that caused certain things to happen, which in turn, now we in this motherfucker can't. It's majority niggas don't know their grandma, their great grandma, their great great grandma, they can't do that. But you go to the white people, they can do that. You go to the Indians, they can do that. You go to the motherfucking Arabians, they can do that. We the only motherfuckers can't do that because we lost. And I ain't saying all of us, but majority of us don't know that heritage like that.
Damn, that's
But
crazy. A lot of
see, if you,
motherfuckers. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you knew your heritage, then you'd be walking around acting like me, and people don't like that either. So
Hey, well, guess what? That's what separates you. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? One thing about it, like everybody ain't gonna, have what it takes. You see what I'm saying? And when you start building yourself up in knowledge, you know that, you know what I'm saying? The thing ain't for you to stoop down to a motherfucker level because that's what's comfortable for you, because that ain't getting you where you need to be, and that ain't naturally who you are. You learn how to be comfortable with who you are and grow and separate yourself from the bullshit, because it's these distractions the reason why we don't know enough about who we are, or we can't focus on a lot of shit because we make other bullshit important as opposed to that shit that's actually important.
Facts. I think it gives people more confidence.
Say that again. What you say?
Overall, it gives you more confidence. Like most of the things that are lacked in certain societies, I think it could be replaced with like knowledge of self. But Rosetta did find some audio on the family because like I'm taken by it. I feel like it's disrespectful as fuck. But they feel like that 20 million was worth what they fought for and what the future may be. So we're gonna play the audio and see what y'all think about it.
Okay, give me a second, Moko.
Cool. If they sold it for 20 million, it was worth $1 billion. It was worth 100 million if they gave them 20.
My only
How
problem
long
though,
would they
like,
have to wait for that shit though?
but see, yeah, because my only problem, they don't have the knowledge to do what's necessary with that shit. So, I mean, like, you know what I mean? Might as well sell
Taxes
it.
that they got to pay on it, all the different things. Like they might not even have the money to do that. You got
Okay, it's
somebody
ready.
that lose. But go ahead.
An update now on Bruce's beach. The Bruce family has decided to sell it back to LA County for nearly $20 million. In July, the Manhattan Beach property was deeded back to the family. The land was owned by Charles and Willa Bruce. They'd operated a resort for black residents. Nearly a century ago, the city of Manhattan Beach seized that land. LA County Supervisor Janice Hahn said in a statement, "This is what reparations look like."
Yeah, that was it.
Damn, that was short.
Hell yeah.
It's
That's all
crazy
CNN gonna
too
give us.
because they don't. I've been looking for it and there's really
Well, no,
nothing on
I
it.
sent one. It was a 7-minute interview where the family actually spoke. The one that I pinned up to the top from NBC.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I was digging because most of them were short. Go ahead,
Okay,
Rosetta.
here
I'm
you
sorry.
go.
But that tell y'all
Robin Lou
something right
Simmons,
there.
she spearheaded that project in Evanston and is a former alderman of the city's 5th Ward. Also with us is Dr. Robert Patterson, professor and inaugural chair of the Department of African American Studies at Georgetown University. He's also author of the upcoming book, Black Equity, Black Equality, Reparation in the Black Communities. Both of you, thank you so much for joining on this Sunday morning. Robin, let's start with you. Take us through the process of getting reparations for the black community in Evanston. How to get started? What's the current state of the program?
Thank you. Before I do that, I have to say Happy Father's Day to my fathers, Buford Fennell, and to all the fathers out there. But how we got started was how many other communities and institutions and the United States government should get started is in hearing from the Black community on what repair looks like based on our harm. And very hyper locally in Evanston, by consensus, as you mentioned, we started with housing. But it's important to note that the Black community is looking for all forms of repair. Housing grants, cash payments, business grants, access to education and healthcare, and so on. But through a community process, our reparations committee was informed and established our first remedy, which is a $25,000 housing benefit, direct benefit that will build wealth for families in Evanston that have been harmed by discriminating practices in our Black community.
Just out of curiosity, what was the pushback? Was it intense? Was it not? And what's the success been? And how do you measure success?
Well, I'll tell you, in our city, we are progressive, and there was not initial pushback. There was caution on making sure that it's legal, that it is constitutional, that it's viable. But we all were in consensus on moving forward with reparations for the most part. The challenges come in, how do we prioritize what form of repair? We started with housing. Some may want to have a different form of reparations. And now, even outside of our community, conservative groups have threatened to challenge legally our efforts in Evanston. But we have a strong city staff, corporation counsel, and Nick Cummings that is ready to defend our values and our legislation in Evanston if it should come to that.
Gotcha. And Dr. Patterson, when we talk about reparations, most people plainly think, oh, it's just giving cash to people. But as Robin noted, there are clearly different ways to do it. As you know, as an academic, I'm just sort of curious, what do you think are the most beneficial ways to execute reparations and why?
Good morning, and echoing Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there as well. Yes. So A couple points I think is important, and this is why I think that the task force recommendations from California and their executive summary was phenomenal in many ways, because it draws attention to the fact that reparations have several components of it. Some are actually financial direct payments. Others are payments that benefit institutions within communities. So you, for example, could see trying to level out the funding of schools as an example. And in addition to that, part of what I think is so important about the report that California, the task force issues, is that it really makes the explicit connection from slavery to Reconstruction, to Jim Crow, to the contemporary moment, where there are state and federal policies that intentionally and actively discriminated against Black communities that actually have caused these wealth gaps, that have caused these education gaps, that have caused these health disparities. And that these are not just cash handouts, and that the way to decrease, the way to eliminate the racial equity gap is to provide funding to close those areas that we know the government actually was very active in doing in terms of housing and displacing through urban renewal. And so it seems like a multi-pronged approach that includes direct payments, that includes loans, as they're doing in Evanston, that includes grants, and that address a range of areas where discrimination was legalized, systemic, and persistent.
I don't think I'm, revealing anything crazy here, but Dr. Patterson, we're in an age right now of intense backlash to the idea that there's systemic racism in our society coming from the right. What do you think is responsible for that, and how does that change the political dynamics around any discussion around reparations?
Right. So that's why I say I think that the historical connections that the task force in California attempts to make is important, because it actually shows that no, racism, this is not a figment of one's imagination. It doesn't have to be this overt, individual expression of racism, for example, where someone is saying, I'm intentionally doing this. It can be through policies and procedures that were designed to keep Black people excluded. I mean, the report, for example, makes a point that even before Plessy versus Ferguson, the state of California had decided that segregation in schools was legal. And so part of what I think the issue on the right partially is a willful ignorance towards history. And I think that part of what people who are interested in making a case for reparations continue to have to do is to show, number one, this is not a handout, but rather this is a historical process that has accumulated across time. And in addition to that, have to show that the advantages that white people have gotten, for example, has been a result of policies that have benefited them. And it's not just from this rhetoric of hard work and diligence and that type of conversation that actually includes what had happened historically and in the present moment.
And Robin, pretty quickly here, a new documentary being shown at the Tribeca Film Festival titled The Big Payback follows your journey to obtain $10 million to be distributed to Evanston's Black residents as reparations, and Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee's fight to get H.R. 40 passed after all this time. Let's listen to a quick clip.
We were so excited when we saw the legislation. In fact, we have used it in presentations that we've made.
Wow.
I use your outstanding construct. You've been, Councilmember, a real hero, Shiro, to me. Really.
Thank you. Being a member of National League of Cities, we learned that all government starts locally. And the thought was, why not do what we can do here at a local level while HR 40 is working through its process, through your leadership? We could have layers of repair and layers of remedy, because as we know, those damages, yes, were rooted in slavery, but, it looked like discrimination even still today because of the color of our dark skin.
All right, Robin, we have half a minute here. I'm so sorry, but what can reparations advocates learn from that film and from your work?
Well, you can learn that the process is complicated and it must start. That's how you do reparations, you start. You can learn that there are over 100 cities now that are advancing local reparations, and that we have more support ever in Congress. You can call for an executive order to be signed by President Biden for the commission to be established. And you can see a free screening of The Big Payback at the Apollo Theater today in New York City, sponsored by Ben & Jerry's. Thank you.
Ooh, Ben & Jerry's, that sounds delicious. Robin Ruth Simmons and Dr. Robert J. Patterson, thank you so much.
All right, so that was like they went deeper off into some stuff that's going on with the reparations, and I know a lot of y'all have heard about it. We are gonna roll into the clip specifically for the Bruce family, but that information was like so good, I didn't want to cut it, and Rosetta didn't either, because it's been talked about a lot on Clubhouse as far as like reparations, especially in California and other states, and it looks like a lot of them are getting reparations in the form of resources like grants for housing, because I think I heard the lady say 25,000. That's not bad. I want to say that's not bad, but we're going to get into the Bruce family, and like I said, why the process of reclaiming the property and why they sold it.
My father didn't talk much about Bruce's Beach until I came to visit him when I was about 17 years old. At that point, he went way out of his way to talk about how they had a resort and that it was for black people. And he said that it was really important for us to try to find a way to getting our property back.
And unfortunately, he couldn't say, you're actually, own this property. That was because of the events that took place to rid our family and other families of their property from that time.
May 1912, Miss Willa Bruce purchased Lot 8 of Block 5 for $1,225. A few weeks later, she announced that Bruce Beachfront was open for business, where guests would find a small portable cottage with a stand that sold soda pop and lunches.
Most of the people that had property down there didn't live down there year-round. They only came down for weekend excursions. And it was so successful, even from the first day that it opened, the white folks decided they were going to sabotage the black people's enjoyment of the beach. They said they didn't want black people down there because it was going to impact their property values.
In the years that followed, the Bruces upgraded from their portable stand to a 2-story brick building. And in 1920, Willa purchased a second lot. With the station on the Pacific Electric Balloon Route, Bruce's Beach had become a popular destination for black Angelenos.
Bruce's Beach is in the limelight, and quite a few enjoy the day at this pleasure place.
It was a phenomenal event that was talked about, and it was extremely exciting thing to have a place where black people could go without being harassed to the beach. So it was very important.
You have black folk around the country who are just trying to do well. They're coming off of plantations, they're trying to thrive. And then you have a lot of governments that are putting policies in place and laws in place to exploit, to control the destinies of black folk.
If you think about where we were, so we're a half a generation out of slavery, and here you have a black woman, entrepreneur, running a successful hospitality business on one of the most beautiful beaches in California. People were threatened by that.
For much of the 1920s, a campaign of harassment, both subtle and overt, was waged against the city's black population. Ultimately, the city's leadership used eminent domain to repossess the Bruce's property.
They lost their property because the city of Manhattan Beach used a legal method to, in my opinion, commit a crime. They didn't want the money. They wanted to keep it. And so they fought it in court, and of course they lost.
One of the local leaders said that they thought that the Negro problem was going to stop our progress. We had to acquire these 2 blocks to solve the problem. So we voted to condemn them and make a city park here.
The insult is that for decades, nothing was done with the property. So it was very clear to the public, particularly to the African American community, that it wasn't about seizing the property through eminent domain for public good. It was about seizing the property to arrest the success Charles and Willa were having.
Decades passed. Eventually, a park was built. Over time, ownership of lots 8 and 9 went to the County of Los Angeles, and the city of Manhattan Beach became one of the most desirable places to live in the South Bay. At the top of what was once just another sand dune is a plaque. How it got there and what it says is testament to the issue of race in America and how we are confronting the past. In 2006, when Mitch Ward was serving as the mayor of Manhattan Beach, this area had been called Parque Culiacan for over 30 years. The plaque made vague references to tragic circumstances that reflected the views of a different time, and it needed a rewrite.
We have an opportunity here to take something in our history that was important and negative and embrace it and turn it into something positive. And I hope that the council will take the action to rename Parque Culiacan to Bruce's Beach Park. Thank you.
So I would keep Bruce's Beach out of our community. It's a nice use of alliteration, but it doesn't fit. Thank you very much.
A new plaque was installed in the newly renamed park, but the reckoning, the acknowledgement that some had hoped for, would have to wait.
I know that the wording is inadequate by today's standards. Without the name Bruce's Beach, I think it would have been more difficult for us to get the land turned back to the heirs without people knowing that the area even existed.
My family was invited to the unveiling of the plaque, and my father gave a speech and he told the audience about how when he went to talk to his friends in school, he told them that our family owned a beach, and his friends laughed at him.
They didn't believe African Americans owned beaches.
After the ceremony, my father said, this unveiling of this plaque is just the first step. And he said, we are going to get our land back. And I was skeptical, but I believe that in his heart, he knew that this was going to happen. And it was the most inspiring thing he's ever said to me.
But it wasn't until 2020, when protesters took to the streets demanding justice for Black Americans, that the idea of reparations for the Bruce family gained traction.
Tragically, the George Floyd incident catapulted the world into action.
We as a country were having this great awakening, and I was one of those that finally woke up.
And this was our opportunity to create a sense of equity, not equality, but to invest in people and communities that have been left behind. And Charles and Willa and their heirs were left behind.
I think this country has been struggling with what does reparations look like? What is restitution? We were very much ready to have an example of how we right a wrong.
It is very easy to say equity, and it's actually very popular these days. It is quite different and far more difficult to do equity.
At the time, I represented Manhattan Beach, and my field deputy there began saying, something's going on in the city about Bruce's Beach. And when I looked at this map for the first time, I said, you mean those two pieces of property where our LA County lifeguard facilities is located is where Willa and Charles Bruce had their lodge and their resort? And the answer was yes.
She said to county council, we have to find a way.
And the county lawyers said, Supervisor, is that what you want to do? And I said, yes, that's what I want to do.
County council said it's never been done. Well, just because it's never been done doesn't mean we can't do it.
No government had ever returned stolen property to an African American family.
At the downtown LA office of the Sidley Austin law firm, George Fatheree saw an opportunity as well, one that would lead to over 1,000 hours of pro bono services.
So unlike most of my client engagements where a client will reach out and contact me, in this case, I reached out to the client. I told the client, I feel like I've been preparing my entire personal and professional life to be of service to your family in this matter.
His counterpart in the Office of County Counsel was used to dealing with complex real estate issues, but this transaction was unique.
When you suddenly come to own a very, very valuable piece of beachfront property, there are a lot of unintended consequences that we're going to need to be dealt with in order to transfer this property in a way that was beneficial to the family and not a burden to the family.
After decades of indifference and inaction, the stage was set.
I knew one day it would happen. I didn't think it was going to be in my lifetime, I have to admit.
until Supervisor Hahn came along and said, no, I'm going to get this done right away. And I said, and Anthony said the same thing. Okay, all right. I said, Anthony, no, that's not what's going to happen here.
I was like, we could be slow about this. She said, no, I want to get it done now, and we want to get it done as quickly as possible.
Within about 2-3 months, we were rolling.
And when I realized this story of Bruce's Beach landed back in the lap of me and LA County, I knew I had to do something.
It is an acknowledgement that it was wrong, and we're going to use our political power and public will to correct that course of action.
I am from the generation that Charles and Willa Bruce prayed for. And we're going to stay here until the job is done.
We can show what reparation looks like. It's going to be the catalyst, and it's going to be the spark, I hope, for the rest of the nation to follow.
Just days before lawmakers laid out their plan to return the property to the Bruce family, the Manhattan Beach City Council found itself once again confronting the past. On the agenda, whether or not to issue a formal apology.
An apology atones for past injustices that have been well documented so that we can move forward.
We can acknowledge the past and move on. Sadly, we are stuck in the past and it's suffocating.
Instead of an apology, the council approved a statement of acknowledgement and condemnation of what happened at Bruce's Beach.
I found myself being angry when people don't see the magnitude of what this meant, because this was not just an injustice on Willa and Charles Bruce. This was an injustice on their entire family, generations of Bruces, who most certainly would have been millionaires if they had been allowed to hold on to this beachfront property.
By now, the action had moved to the County Hall of Administration and the state of California. Supervisor Hahn and her co-author, Supervisor Mitchell, had the support of their colleagues on the board as they declared their formal support of California's Senate Bill 796, a proposed bill that would make transferring the land from the county to those descendants legal.
The city of Manhattan Beach owes a debt to the Bruce family. The county of Los Angeles owes a debt to the Bruce family. And the state of California owes that debt as well.
Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
The number of legislators, Republicans and Democrats, who pushed their button and wanted to stand up and speak about this vote on Bruce's Beach, they were saying things like, this was the most important vote I've ever done.
Aye. Senator moves a call.
3 months later, in a history-making move, Governor Gavin Newsom signed 796 into law at Bruce's Beach.
Hey, good to be here.
The law was used to steal this property 100 years ago, and the law today will give it back.
We're returning what was stolen, what was rightfully theirs. So this is what this day represents. Returning a property, not a gift of public funds.
Well, as Governor of California, let me do what apparently Manhattan Beach is unwilling to do, and I want to apologize to the Bruce family.
I was so excited and thrilled to see Governor Newsom apologize to our family and take responsibility for something that was egregious to our family and really changed the course of our whole family's lives.
It's about economic empowerment.
Yes.
We're moving from symbolism to substance.
After the event, I just felt the need to just, in my own quiet solitude, kind of walk out to the beach. Because I needed to have a personal, private moment to stand on that beach and say, we've done it. We are returning the property to you.
A week later, the board voted unanimously to begin the process of transferring the land.
This is a process. It's a process that we are unfolding and figuring out as we go along. Very sticky policy issues.
The issues that we dealt with in this case ranged from genealogy, family law, tax law, corporate law, real estate law, litigation.
There is no playbook about how to return property that was inappropriately taken from a family over 100 years ago. There were real estate people involved and lawyers involved, and then we had to structure a transaction, something that would work for the Bruce's family, something that would work for the county, but that was also fair and appropriate in a way that really met the moment.
And that building sits over
property that the family had, and then it would also sit on property that the county would retain. So it was sort of a complicated, well, gee, what do you do with this building? And that's when the idea of leasing back made sense.
That lease agreement is for 24 months. We are paying the family rent, and as a part of that agreement, the family has an option to require the county to buy the property from them for a set amount.
The land being returned to the legal heirs of the Bruce family has been appraised at a value of $21 million.
My goal was to make sure that we honored the Bruces and that we empowered them to make the decision that was right for their family.
But there was one final obstacle to overcome. A lawsuit filed by a local attorney argued that the property transfer would be a gift to the family, which is illegal under state law. The court disagreed.
The court didn't just say it's okay for LA County to give this property back. The court went further.
It confirmed emphatically that combating racism is a public purpose.
When a government rights a wrong for the good of society, it fosters trust and faith from the people in their government.
The county's once-a-decade redistricting process added another wrinkle. Lines were redrawn, and now Supervisor Mitchell would represent Manhattan Beach.
And I am honored to be a member of this body at this moment in time to be able to lead and co-lead in this effort.
And at the June 28, 2022 meeting, it was her honor to sign the agreements authorizing the return of lots 8 and 9 of Peck's Manhattan Beach Tract Block 5.
Well done. Thank you. Yeah. In December, the redistricting.
All right, so that was the clip of the family, I guess, in their fight, in their pursuit for the property, as well as while California was fighting for like reparations and all that. And then they turned around and sold it. So for those of y'all just tuning in, we were just speaking on the family that won the property back in Manhattan Beach. And they just recently sold it back to LA County for $20 million. So what y'all think about that after hearing it?
I think they should have gave them some money with that settlement, you know what I'm saying? Like just establishing that was my property and giving it back, that ain't enough because the shit was taken. You see what I'm saying? I feel like they put them in a fucked up position because you heard how she was breaking all of that shit down, what they had to learn in order to figure out how they would give them their property back, put them in a fucked up position because now you got your property back, you know what I mean? And you uneducated on how shit work, you know what I mean? Put you in a position where you kind of got to sell the shit back, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because right now you just got property and who knows what came with that particular property. You see what I'm saying? So.
And see, but that's just an excuse, Drewby. I feel like if you want to have a bigger, I don't know what word I want to use. If you're trying to advance as a family, as a culture, if we don't even make it about nationality or race and it's just about you and your family, if you're trying to advance, you have to be well-rounded and educated in areas like ownership. So when some people say that it may have been challenging for them to run a beachfront, or who knows how much the maintenance would have been or how they would have had to educate themselves, that's exactly why we live in a world of consumers and don't nobody own or run shit because, oh, it takes too much to do that and who knows how to do that. Like
no,
that's,
I feel where you're coming from, but you got to understand that, like, you can't throw nobody in that position and think they supposed to know exactly what to do. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, I get where you coming from, but for some people, it ain't an excuse. That's why you got kings and you got peasants. You know what I mean? Everybody ain't designed to be a king. Can't nobody think the way a king can think. You know what I mean? Some people ain't got the ability to take all that shit in and then actually be able to do it in a professional manner, in a way, you know what I mean, to whereas it makes sense to them and get what they want out of it, you know what I mean? Everybody ain't capable of thinking on that level, you know what I mean? And you know that, You see what I'm saying? Which in turn, that ain't, it's not, it becomes no longer an excuse. It's an understanding that, okay, these people ain't even equipped to do this. So what we gonna do, I mean, and they know that, like some motherfuckers that know how to think know when a motherfucker don't know how to think. You feel me? And so they know this, okay, so just to make this shit right and get it back, you know what I mean? We gonna give them the property and then we gonna come up with a way to make them sell that motherfucking property back to us because they ignorant when it comes down to a lot about how America works. And ain't nobody finna just, you ain't finna just pick that, you ain't finna pick that. It takes so long to learn a lot of the way this shit work when it the uniform, commercial code, law, common law, commercial law, memorandum law, when it comes down to jurisdiction, what a person, you know how long it taken to make sense of it? Just gathering is one thing, but then you turn around and you gotta go through the formalities of making sense of what this shit is and how do I apply what to what and who. Come on now.
Yeah, they should have hired people for that. They could have hired people to help them and not just give up. That's exactly why, some people that, because I don't want to make it like a race thing, but I'm saying that's exactly why some people stay in the place that they're in for decisions like that. Like they feel intimidated or undereducated, or they selfish. So instead of thinking about the future, instead of thinking about how you could establish something in this country for your family and people that look like you, you said, well, nah, I'm gonna be dead before long, so I'm just gonna get the money now for us. So you weren't the group of people that established it. Even though you fought back for it, they left it pretty much in your lap. All you had to do was get some attorneys and show up for court.
But let me tell you what's crazy. They really ain't leave it in their lap. They took it from them people, so they got X'd out. And because they ain't have no connection with who they took it from, they didn't even know that motherfucking property was theirs until somebody brought it to their attention. You see
That's
what
who I'm talking about, put it in their lap. That's what I'm talking about.
Right. Well, they put it in their lap, but they, like I said, they was cut off from that to understand, you know what I'm saying, like, even feel some type of way about it until they actually realized that it was actually their property. They didn't even know it was theirs. That's how far they was cut off from the people, they own people, they own ancestors. You know what I mean? Which was strategically designed to happen. So a motherfucker don't know where they come from. It's a lot of shit we probably own, you know what I mean, that we don't know because the strategic design was to cut off from a motherfucker that could tell us that used to be ours.
Yeah, I just don't think overall it wasn't smart, and it makes a stereotype come alive when people are, here go Tommy, she gonna hit me out. When people pretend to be undereducated and ignorant and take the easy way out, like the money. That's why they ain't got shit now.
But hold on, how you expect an uneducated person to make a smart decision?
Hire somebody.
And also, I think they sold it because it was nothing that they can do with the property. Like they couldn't build on it, they couldn't do nothing with it, but sell. Like it was nothing else that they could do with it. They couldn't profit off of it, but the little rent that they was getting from the county. So I think that's what made them sell the property.
Wait, what is it? What happened, Mocha? What was that? So what happened?
The Bruce family, or Bruce Beach, the descendants of the resort owners in California that fought and won for the property back, literally sold it back to LA County months later. So we were just kind of discussing that, and not restricted to LA or reparations, but just political choices that affect like the past, present, and future.
So what? Okay, so I came in. What?
So they got the property in a lawsuit, correct? But they didn't have the funds to maintain and or keep that property and or pay tax on that property.
I don't know. People, do you know if they had like the money for because I don't think the taxes would have been due just like up front. Don't they get time to pay taxes?
Well, they was making money off the property because the county was paying them money for the property that they have on their property. So that would have paid for their taxes and whatever they would have had to pay for. But I just think that they sold the property because they couldn't do nothing with it. Like they couldn't build on it. Like there's nothing that they could have did with the property. I don't know. Me, I probably would have kept it, me personally. But everybody different.
Okay, so you think the city has something in place where you can't build on it? I guess so, because they didn't build on it either, huh? The city didn't build on it either while they had it. Is that right, people?
Yeah, there's nothing else built on that property. I mean, they got one lot. They got a building on there. The county does, and the other lot is just the beach.
Shut up, Pitbull.
Here she go with her bullshit.
This bitch.
Sunday.
Wake up, y'all. What's
What
up,
y'all got
Lee?
going on in here? Why is this quiet?
Because Indigo
What's
came in here with her pussy.
happening, motherfuckers?
Lady Killer.
Hi, Bookie Boo Boos. I'm just over here taking notes from y'all being so damn smart.
I mean, we
My
try.
headphones
We're
on.
going to throw it in there. We're going to throw
Hang
it in
on.
there sometimes when we can.
Hey, owning property in California is a blessing and a curse.
Right.
If you're able to maintain, the
Oh
thing is,
shit.
right, is you have
I'm
to
back,
make a
y'all.
certain amount of money. You have to be able to
Welcome
somehow
back.
financially sustain yourself, especially when you do own land, right? Like, what are you really planning on doing? Right? I would for one, like if I had a bunch, I would first sell half of it to like T-Mobile Towers or something, so they can build that in there, right? And they'll pay me for keeping, say, like, I don't know, a quarter of what I have to put up a tower, and then I would sell the rest to, say, I don't know, whatchamacallit, solar panel companies. I would sell the rest to solar panel companies, and I would move some. Just
Yeah,
because.
that's a lot of coochie selling.
Shout out to Indigo, man. I ain't seen Indigo on the app in a minute, man.
I got
Glad to see you
property
back.
overseas. I don't have any. I don't care for property over here.
Who said that? Who said they ain't seen me in a minute?
I don't know who that was. But yeah,
Brock, you was
Tommy.
on Riff yesterday.
Oh yeah, I know. I had
Word,
jumped on
Brock.
there. Yeah, what up, Leaky? Appreciate you coming in
You was on
supporting.
Riff calling everybody ugly.
You know, vibes.
Appreciate
So
you coming in
my
supporting my
my
boy.
question would be like, why they couldn't build on the land? What did they not own the mineral rights to the land, or did they just did they own the top of the land and not the bottom?
I don't know, because it was like a beach or something. 'Cause I don't know how they didn't have the
It was
rights to build on
historic.
it.
I
Oh,
think
it's
they
because
do
it's a
have.
historic.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think
okay,
that has
yeah,
something to
it
do with
is.
it. That's why when you see.
But regardless, like if you possess the allodial titles to a property, and I say based on the time that they said, you know what I mean, they acquired that property, it had to be around the time that they was doing allodial titles. You see what I'm saying?
But
They
Drew,
can't dictate what you can do on that land. You see what
but
I'm saying?
But
Drewby,
if they deem it historical,
Unless you throw yourself under the jurisdiction of the United States of America.
but Drewby, that the
What?
county didn't even build nothing on it.
No,
So
you ain't understanding what I'm saying. That's
yeah, but I'm
because of
saying
the
they could have
laws. That's
they
because
could
of the
have
say it
laws.
first, the
Listen,
Ethodian.
that's because of the laws set in place by the United States of America. But when that property was acquired by black people, they had something that was called allodial titles because everybody wasn't under the jurisdiction of the United States. That happened in when this property got took.
Well, can I also say this too? Let's say if I let's say if I own land, Derby,
Okay.
and you are somebody that works on a part of that land, and you maintain that piece of my land for a long time. At some point, there's actually a law there. I can't remember exactly what it is, but there's a law that protects you, Drewby, and you can go to court and claim that that's your land because you're maintaining it. Something with the back of the day when it came to farmers and shit. So some people, like, it happens with houses all the time. Let's say if I don't have a fence and you use a part of my yard, right? After some time, even though that is my property with the property line, because you've been the one maintaining it, it becomes yours. And it's
I've seen
all
stuff like
legal,
that.
and I don't have to file anything.
I've seen stuff like that with people like arguing with their neighbors over fencing and like shit like that. Like she said, like they'll argue over property lines, like and shit like
So
that. They'll win.
Yeah.
Also it says right. Just say they would have kept the property. I don't know how big this family is or whatnot, right? So they would have got $413,000 a year just off the taxes from the county. So if you do that times 10 and 20, that's only like $4 to $8 million from 10 to 20 years if they would have kept the property. So I guess you could say that they sold out and they just settled for the 20 million instead of the 413 a year.
Yeah, because I look at it the same way. Remember, we was having a discussion earlier about artists selling their their publishing, and I think it's the same kind of concept. Although it is land, it's something that's gonna only appreciate. So I mean, they did have a safe, investment. If they were just gonna keep it, it was gonna only appreciate over time. But at the same time, they didn't have a lot of money as a family. Like if collectively they only had fucking 80,000, 90,000, this was life changing money. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So
sir.
like they were able to get that 20 million. You might be able to grow that 20 million into fucking 60 million over a couple years versus you only getting that couple thousand or a couple, million a year. So you got to kind of look at it that way. Like, yeah,
Yes,
they
sir.
didn't keep the long term, but they can go grow their money and then go buy land somewhere else. Don't ever think the shit over like because somebody sold it. It's
That's
just like,
real.
yeah, it's just
They said
re-going
they
because
sold it to build generational wealth. And another reason
yeah.
why they did sell it, by law, under previous California law, the county had been barred from even transferring the land. So even the county, the Los Angeles County couldn't even do nothing with the land. They only could use it for recreation purposes only. So they sold it because they couldn't even build on it. Like it's their land, but they can't even do shit with the
Because
land.
they deemed it historical.
You have to have those
Yeah,
stipulations
so
in what you're purchasing into.
yep, there it goes. So they sold it for the 20 million. They said, fuck that 413 a year. That ain't shit. Every 10 years, that's only 4.1 million. We good. Give us that 20 million right now, and we'll just sell it back to y'all. Hey, I don't blame them. Shit, I
Now, the
don't
only thing
blame
they could have did, Pit, maybe could have held out another year or two to like try to run the price up on some shit. But like, I mean,
them.
that's about it. You could have just like, you could have tried to hold out because it seemed like they sold pretty quick after getting it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nigga like me, I ain't taking the first 10 offers, Pit. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you gonna have
Yeah,
to, I
I
ain't
would have
taking the
waited a
first
couple
10.
of years, though, for real.
Yeah, like, try to see if something, if we can maybe try to push some law change to where I can monetize some part of it or something like that. Like maybe I would have tried to push that line. So I'm with y'all when it come down because I'm gonna fight the power ass nigga. But not everybody like that. You know what I'm saying? Some people just think it's strictly finances, like they said, generational wealth.
I mean, some people just ain't got that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure, I swear to God, like, I honestly believe it's something that they could have did, but they don't got the knowledge. Like, shit. Like, like, for me to even have a to believe that it's a possibility, that because knowledge, you know what I'm saying? And if you
But you
ain't got the
gotta think
knowledge,
they had lawyers though, Droopy.
they did,
So
but if them
it's a
motherfuckers
$20
ain't
million
working for them,
acquisition.
they probably ain't working for them. You know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers probably paid to encourage them motherfuckers to, you know what I'm saying, sell that bitch back to us. Make them seem like they ain't got no other option. You see what I'm saying? And make them sell it back to us. You know what I mean? And we gonna make them spend that money with us too. That way we get it all. You know what I'm saying? We get the property back and we get our money back. You know what I'm talking about? It's just that's how they play the game. Shit. But I
I can
feel
see
like
that.
with a little bit of knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Like, because the only thing like that, the law, you know what I'm saying, which is pretty much they can do that, you know what I mean, because we threw ourselves under the jurisdiction of the United States. You see what I'm saying? But it's a lot of shit, it's a lot of land around this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, that's owned by individuals, to whereas they can't put them claims on it and say you can't do this to this particular land because they don't just own the land, they also own what's under the land as well. You see what I'm saying? Eliminating the United States government jurisdiction to tell them what they can and they can't do because they possess that allodial title. You see what I'm saying?
This is a classic case of selling out. They were supposed to keep the shit and build from there, and over time that's how you create change. But instead they took the easy way out. They were intimidated and sold the fuck out.
Damn right. We ain't got nothing to think with. What you want us to do? What you want us to do, mofo?
I don't have no dog in the fight. I don't have no dog in the fight because I ain't black. But
I ain't got nothing to think
I
with.
hear
You want me to keep it? I'm
yeah,
broke.
I'm just saying I hear a lot of people using this sort of perspective, and this is the problem. This is why, I'm trying to watch my words because I'm not trying to be derogatory. I don't want to say last place, but this is exactly why as a nation there are a group of people or groups of people that may be deprived, and it is this ideology where they talk themselves out of it, and you're trying to make some sense of a bad choice by saying, well shit, what the fuck, what you want to do, rah, rah, rah. That's not what's gonna get you that's not what's gonna get a group of people where they need to be. That's not gonna put you in the driver's seat. That's not gonna get your percentages up and give you some footing on this continent. You will forever be bought and selling out with no resources, still undereducated, making jokes and trying to make sense of poor decisions.
But hold on, Moko, that ain't true. When you identify with shit like this, because it ain't nothing they can do. I don't give a fuck how you make it sound like we gonna be in last place or whatever. Ain't nothing they can do. Even if they keep it, they ain't got the knowledge to do a motherfucking thing with it. Period. And they still in the hole. They put themselves in a fucked up position, sitting there trying to hold on to some shit with no knowledge, talking about we gonna build generational wealth. How the fuck you gonna do that? The thing is to learn, educate the children so they not making these poor decisions when they in situations. Education is the key for future references, but you can't do nothing about ignorance. Ignorance lives in bliss. Ignorance lives in bliss, which
So do
means
y'all? Oh no, go ahead.
no, what I was gonna say, ignorance live in bliss, which means like I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? And what a motherfucker need to know what to do, it takes years and years. And you can't trust motherfuckers that's working for the people, you know what I'm saying, that you know what I'm saying, working for the people that's trying to keep the property.
So then it's no way out, it's no way up, and there's no answer, that's why they're in last place.
No, that's not the case. People have to actually identify with situations like this and start preparing children. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't help a motherfucker that don't have the knowledge to do something about a situation. And you can't get mad at him for doing what he know to do best. He ain't got the knowledge that you got. To say, you know what I'm saying, to have that confidence to say, I'ma sit on this. They don't got that. You know what I mean? So you bash them because they ain't got what you say they should have, when identifying with that and installing it in children so that they got it, so that when they face with these situations, they not going through it. That's the key. But
And I
where we
think one
are
thing is, Drewby, we can't let our leaders, like Moko, our leaders that want to separate themselves from the black community, as soon as they get some knowledge, they be like, oh, I'm not even black. That shit crazy.
I wasn't born black. I didn't.
That hurt us more than anything.
That's some real
That's because
shit.
she black as
Hey,
fuck.
I'm with
I ain't
you,
gonna lie
I'm
to you.
not
And she
black.
keep on.
I'm
She
with
black
you,
as
bro.
fuck, and she keep on.
I'm not black as
you
fuck.
not
She keep
black.
on.
I am not
Bro,
black.
you might not be African
So what are you
American,
then?
but you black.
Wait, hold on. You not black? What are you?
I am not black. My mother is from
What the fuck are you
Central
then?
Africa. She is from the Congo. Her grandparents are from
What the
Berlin.
fuck? She black.
My grandfather is from
Africans are
Berlin.
black.
I'm a Ashkenazi Jew. I am not a black person.
You are Ashkenazi Jew.
Absolutely.
Girl, you don't get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
And see,
You blacker than
I
black.
don't. No.
The fuck wrong
I'm
with you?
talking to a group of black people. This doesn't bother me at all that you say these things. I know exactly who I am and who my ancestors are, and it's on
How you gonna
paperwork.
assume that he black though?
Yeah, you black.
If
What
you
the fuck are you
put
talking
yourself out
about?
of it, but like, and
Because this is how y'all talk to people. So the same people who couldn't
y'all,
get a grip
who
on
the
how
fuck
to
is
run a
y'all?
property that they fought for.
How you not black? You black. You the same motherfucker. What the fuck you talking about? You ain't no
You guys
motherfucking
are
difference.
getting very emotional.
No,
I am not black.
you as black as
Black
fuck.
is
You
not
blacker
a
than
race.
black. Get the fuck out of here.
Black
You blacker
is
than
not
black.
a race.
You still black.
And if you're referring
still
to the
black.
pigment of my skin, I do not identify as a
black.
skin color. I identify as a nationality and race,
Are you still melanated?
which is Jew.
You melanated, right?
I
Jewel
am
is
not
not a
black.
fucking race. Jewel
It's a
is not
people.
a
We are
race.
people of our own.
Jewel is
I'm
not a
aware of
fucking
that.
race.
We are a people of our own. I'm aware of
What the fuck
that.
are you talking about?
I'm not black, and black isn't a race. Thank you.
Jewel isn't a race either. What the fuck?
We are a people of our own. That's been documented. Black people are not a people of their own. It's a made-up word. Thank you.
If you say so.
Okay, prove to me where black is written somewhere as a race. It's not a
Only thing I'm
race
saying,
unless it's
you
connected
right.
to
Only thing I'm
American.
saying
You
is-
are an American,
Only
brother.
thing I'm saying is you're
But if you
black.
want to be black, go off.
You're period. You're black. You're black.
I'm not
at
black,
the
but
end
if
of
you
the
think
day.
I'm black, I don't lose sleep. I'm not.
You are black.
Y'all
What
say
are you
bitch
then?
on this app all day. That don't make me a bitch when I go to sleep because you think I'm black don't
you
make
not
me black.
Are you melanated? You still we still the same motherfucking people. You ain't no difference than melanated people, right?
All
We
of us are
melanated.
different. I never
You
fought for
melanated.
equality. I'm not a
Let me
feminist.
ask you-
I don't think
Right?
we are all
Let me ask
equal.
you a
You're
question.
We are not
melanated,
the
right?
same people.
You're melanated,
Yes, I
right?
am,
All
but I'm
right
not
then.
black.
We the same people.
We the same people.
Okay,
What the fuck you talking about?
if that
Why you
makes
want
you
to be
feel
away
better,
from us? Like, why you want to be
You
separate than us?
sound crazy.
sir. First, who said I sound
You
crazy?
ain't no difference. You melanated
You was.
just
You
like
was.
How
that.
do I sound
They would've had
crazy?
your black
Because
ass
my
beat the
ancestors
Our
came over
ancestors
here
is the
after.
same.
along with my
Wait,
black ass.
My ancestors is
my
your ancestors.
no,
Your
they
ancestors.
not.
My
No, they not.
ancestors.
Both
Our
our black
I
asses
ancestors is
was
appreciate
all the
that you
damn
guys are so
same.
passionate and
What you
loud,
talking about?
but you can't
Man,
get
you
upset
crazy
with
than a
me.
motherfucker.
And
You ain't no
somebody
difference.
said that I'm crazy.
You
I'm
ain't
not.
no different. You
My
are crazy. You
ancestors
sound
were
crazy
not a
right
part of the
now.
Atlantic slave trade. And I do
Okay.
understand that black people may get triggered
Shit.
by this conversation, but that
Hey,
ain't got shit
how
to
do
do
you
with
know
me.
mine was? Shit, what the fuck you talking
I'm
about?
not accusing you of that.
How do you
but
know
you
ours
telling me
was?
I'm
You
black
were.
Man,
would
we all the
indicate
same
that
people,
my
though.
ancestors came over here through the Atlantic
We
slave
all
trade
still
and
the
they did
same
not.
people, man. We all melanated people. We all come from
Your
the same
fathers,
ancestors.
grandfathers, or great
Still
grandfathers
doesn't
may
matter.
be black Americans. Mine are not.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Why
So
you over here
Moco,
right now?
when you
How you
check
get
a
here?
box on the
I'm
census,
over here for the
Why
same
you
reason the
over
rest
here?
of the motherfuckers over
How
here.
you get
Getting
over
some
here?
money.
How the fuck you get
Getting
over
some
here?
money.
How long you been over
Getting
here?
some money.
How long you been over
hey,
here?
black
I'm an
nigga,
American citizen.
All right then, get the fuck out of here. What the fuck you
That
talking
don't make me
about?
black.
Goodbye. Man, get the fuck
For me to
out of
be
here.
black, both of my parents have to be black.
Shit, y'all.
And these are the people y'all think are smart enough to go into a courtroom and fight for some property.
What you just said, your crazy ass just
My
said.
father is not black.
I don't give a fuck
And my
about none of
mother
that.
is
What
not
you
full
just
black.
said. Your father
I
is
don't
from the
care
Congo.
about
You said he's
arguing
African,
with.
right?
I said my mother. See, you
Okay,
don't
your
even
mother's from
listen.
the
And you
Congo.
want to have
Your
an
mother's
educated
African, so your mother is
conversation
black.
with me.
But you're American and you
My
claim that
dad.
you're not black, but you're American citizen.
I'm not.
You're
I am not.
African American.
I'm not
Get the
black.
fuck out of here. You ain't born in Africa, motherfucker.
I'm not
you
black.
Born right here. You're African
Right.
American just like the rest of us.
It just the way you
Goodbye.
talk
ain't no fucking
alone,
difference.
like, doesn't threaten me. Like,
you
you
ain't
sound
no
silly.
difference in anybody
And
else.
this is how
What the
y'all
fuck
talk
you
about anything. Poor Tink. You can't make me black, brother. There we go.
Girl, you know damn well you black. Get the
I'm
fuck
not,
out of here,
and you
girl.
can't make me black, but it's cute. This is how black people may act sometimes. I get it, and go off.
Who's going on?
Very aggressive.
I am ashamed.
I'm just
Did I
saying.
hear
All right,
what?
look.
Who is that?
No, all bullshit to the side.
Oh,
I'm start
okay.
trolling you, right? All bullshit to the side, though. Look, you said you're born here, right? You born here, but your mother is born in the Congo. Your pops is born in Berlin. Is your pops Caucasian or is he melanated?
He's German, and the
He's
Germans
German.
in Berlin,
so
they have
I
they
asked the
also.
question: is your pops are a Caucasian or is he melanated?
He's not Caucasian.
Or is he melanated?
German is not Caucasian.
Is your pops Caucasian or is he melanated?
He's biracial,
Oh, so he's a white man.
and
Mixed
so
with
was my
black.
grandfather.
Okay, so they white men from Germany. Okay,
I
your
ain't gotta
mother
see
is
the
a
face,
black
but
woman
let me
from
see a picture.
Africa, but you're born here in America saying you're not black. Oh, yeah.
I'm not black.
Okay.
Cause see, it's on both sides, and you would have to understand Berlin and the Congo to understand like how these people even mix with each other. I know my heritage, and it's not way down 4 generations, and I'm not black. But that shouldn't upset black people that I don't claim to be black. And black isn't a race; it's a collective, it's a community, and I don't have to resonate with being a part of that, and that shouldn't upset anybody.
So Moco, do you feel like it's a little bit of self-hate like that you dealing with?
No, because I am very smart.
I see
I've
you on the
studied
side.
human behavior and psychology, and I do
Nah.
understand that some people feel if I didn't resonate with a certain part of myself, then I would detach from others who also have those attributes, and that is not the case. I literally have the blood work and paperwork on my heritage. I am not black, and that has nothing to do with how I feel about myself, but what I know about my ancestors, and it shouldn't bother anybody.
You gotta
Okay.
let people say
You're
they
not
ain't
What do you
black,
black,
think
but
black
you
is?
black.
but you
But
melanated.
it's
You
Wait, hold on. One
melanated.
gotta
mic
let
on
them
two
in black
P's.
Yeah, I was
conversation.
gonna
Though.
Wait,
say
whoa, whoa, whoa,
I
whoa.
agree with
One
that.
mic on two P's real quick. Let me hear my boy. What you said, bro?
I said, man, we gotta appreciate the fact that somebody saying they ain't black. We gotta let them. If she ain't black, we gotta let her not be black. And at the same time, we can't let her in our black conversations. So if she ain't black, she ain't black.
That's where I was getting to, big brother. That's where I was about to get to, though. Because sometimes, okay, because, all right, we have to look at Moko with the same lens that we look at a white person whenever they speaking on our race then. Because at the time, if Moko want to identify as not black, then why do you say like things like y'all in last place and derogatory
I
things to
didn't
my
say that.
people? You literally did, because like, and this, I ain't trying to make this
She
about you,
did say
but I
that.
want to talk about people that have black conversations, and I'm gonna go as far as it. And two P's is that's my dog. So he's smart. He got more wisdom than me. But me as a young nigga, me personally, I still think you have black kids. But I'm gonna leave it alone because he right. You know what I'm
My
saying?
sons also do not identify as black,
Hey,
and
can I?
their father is not 100% African American. So what are you saying?
Where they father from?
Hold on, family. Hold on, family. I think I know what she talking about. See, in the dictionary, the black dictionary or whatever, if you look up the word black, it means pale. And if you look up the word white, it means of color. So I think I'm kind of getting what she's saying. I'm a nigga to the death of me. But I'm just saying I'm kind of reading on what she's saying about how she's not this and not
Wait,
I
what
that.
don't. I
dictionary
do
you
not
using?
This what
identify
it
with an
is. This what
ideology.
it is, bro. This what it is, right? She want to use these college words and shit like that when our people are still
Oh
in the
my
baby
God.
language, right? So I'm gonna break it down for the people that don't understand. Okay, we understand that she's not black. We know what it means because black is the color from which all colors come from. It's the essence of which all people come from. We all can say we not black. None of us is black. Okay, we all know that. But we know when we say black, we know what that means when we say black. So I'll
Okay.
rest my case.
All right. As you wait a minute. Hold on. Hello. Why am I coming in? 1 second. I'm gonna let you go.
Mocha,
Tell
I'm
me.
on your side.
I know. Let me just say this. When when the word or term black is brought up, we all know what that means. That's actually not true because before it had any connection to the pigment of a person's skin, it actually stood for somebody who may have had a criminal background or may have been born in poverty. When they call people black in Italy or Mexico or Honduras or anywhere else outside of the United States, because this is a baby continent, black just meant you were probably trouble. It had nothing to do with the color of your skin. Black Italians don't have no connection to Africa, but they don't have some of the features that other Italians have, so they call them black Italians just like the Australians. They don't have they don't have red hair and green eyes, so they call them black. You are different or you are taboo. So if black people in America want to identify as being the taboo trouble, go for it. I'm not black.
Now that is true. I went over to Barcelona and Valencia and London and Paris. That part
But
is
they
true.
won't learn shit. But I'm gonna mute up.
I don't personally. This is just
And
how
there she
I
go
feel.
again with they won't learn shit.
Hold on, Mocha. The way, hold on, Mocha. I'll say this, right? I hear what you're saying. The way you're coming across, though, is kind of crazy, and that's
She's a
why you're getting a lot of.
racist.
Well, let me say this though, right? Like me as an individual, right? And I know I've had to explain a million times as to why I don't identify by race. Is because to me it's different, right? I don't identify as black, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I identify as white. What you won't catch me doing is saying words and talking about certain things that I have no business talking about, because the truth is that's not my upbringing, right? That's not my lifestyle. I'm not like that. I didn't grow up black because I grew up in an African Somali household. So there's a level of respect that I do have for black Americans in this country, things that they experience, because within itself, I think blackness is an ethnicity, right? Unfortunately for me, I don't resonate with it because that's not my reality.
Thank
so that's
you.
how I don't. That's why I don't identify myself as black, but that doesn't
Right.
mean I'm anti-black.
Exactly.
You know what I
And
mean?
Tommy, let me add that when I could have had a career in any field. I could have worked with any group of people. I could have done corporate law. I could have done entertainment law. But what did I do? I took it upon myself to study civil law and federal law and civil litigation. And what was the predominant group of people that I worked with? They were black people. They were inner city people. It was the urban community that was being bullied by banks, by police departments, and by school districts. That's what I did with my career. But when I sit and I talk to black people, this is how they treat me. So that's not my fault. I'm not the bad guy here.
Well, people don't dislike you, Moko.
Wait. Hold on. This is how he treats you. See, you know different than us because you're a black woman born in America.
I'm not black.
Claiming that you're different than everybody else that's black that's born here in America.
No, I
It's
didn't.
a lot of Nigerians and Belizeans and Jamaicans and people with that background that's black born in America, but don't deny that they fucking black. See, it's people like you that deny that shit.
I'll let
We
you
all
finish
know.
because you're so aggressive.
It's cool. I'm not aggressive.
Passionate. You're
I'm not
very
aggressive.
You
I'm
are
not
very
aggressive. What I'm saying is,
Very
different
aggressive.
That's
than
what
the other
non-black
black
people do to black
that
people,
was
though.
born here in America.
You wrong,
You
Moko.
born here in America.
Let him land
and
so
you
I can
fucking black.
respond.
Like
Thank
all I'm
you.
saying
Let him
is
land.
you black and you born in America. Like what the fuck is like I don't get
To
it. How
make
you
me black
different
is
than
sad.
everybody
You are
else.
very loud and aggressive and trying to make me something that I'm
not
not.
aggressive at
You're
all.
very aggressive
Okay,
and undereducated, but I'm gonna mute up.
Yeah, you uneducated as well, so it doesn't matter.
Can I say something real quick? Add a little 2 cents. Let me add my
Yeah, go
non-black 2
ahead.
cents real quick, okay? I will say this, right? I do give a lot of other
I'm black and proud like a motherfucker. Fuck what everybody say. I'm like James
If you were so proud, you wouldn't be offended because somebody's not black. You are not proud. This is self-hate. This is self-hate. Y'all get to
I don't
witness
give a
it.
fuck what nobody talking about.
You so proud to
It
be
ain't nowhere
black.
near
You mad at me for not
self-hate.
being it. If I have to be it, you have to be it
black.
too,
You don't have to be
Moko.
black.
Absolutely
Hey.
not.
But you're
Our
black,
ancestors
born
are
in
different.
America. But
You
you're
know
black
what?
I'm
born in
not
America.
black.
You're black born in America, though.
I'm not, and the fact that you want me to be is sick.
Hold up. I'm finna mute y'all. Let me get one mic. I just want
Yo,
to say
Pitt,
one thing.
I just
I
want to
want to
say
ask a
something real
very
quick.
obvious question that was posed in the chat. So, Moko, you as a visitor to black spaces, as a non-black identifying woman, do you think it's appropriate for you to be saying the N-word amongst black people?
Exactly.
When do you hear me saying the N-word?
I got several clips sent to me
All the
right now
time.
of you
All the
saying
When
time.
I want you to find some replays where you've heard
You say it a lot. You don't say it a lot.
no. I want the replays. I want clips or you take that shit back. Thank you.
So you've never said the N-word?
I want clips or take it back.
Let me ask you a question. I won't even accuse. I'll take it back right now. Let's start from scratch.
Thank
Have
you.
you ever said the N-word?
I have.
Wow.
Okay, so then the point remains. So like my point is, why do you feel it's appropriate for you to say the N-word and
Because it's a figure of speech, and I can thank the hip hop or urban community for making it a part of casual conversation. So if it doesn't offend you to say it to yourself, to say it on TV, to say it in songs, to put it on shirts, you can't have fake outrage when somebody else motherfucking say it. That's
so you don't call out outrage as black people.
She a fucking racist, bro. I told y'all she's so smart, she fucking retarded and dumb, bro.
And you're mad. You're mad and you're calling me names like a child because that's how you communicate, and that doesn't bother me.
It's just actual facts. That's all.
It's not facts, but this is how far you can communicate, and I understand that.
It is.
I'm compassionate to your reach.
You just lost.
One mic on me real quick.
Aggressive.
All right, one mic on you. Go ahead, beloved. Go ahead.
One mic on Kevo. Let Kevo get in.
My mother, right, is straight up from the UK, like born in London, England, right? That's my mother, right? My father is from fucking Tampa, Florida, man. So I'm not gonna. I would never use my mother's lineage on mine and say, oh yeah, I'm from the UK and shit like that, whatever. I'm black. Like fuck that shit. Come on, man. Yeah, this
But you're
yeah,
black because
look,
that's
come
what you
on, man.
identify as,
Come
and
on,
that's
man.
your right. I'm not fussing at you guys about thinking you're black when black
Nah,
doesn't
it's
exist.
how
I'm not fussing at you
it's how
about
you
that.
come across, Moko. It's how you saying it. Like I agree
Okay,
with some of
have
the shit
y'all
you say,
noticed?
but it's
Wait,
how
go
you
ahead,
say
Kevin.
it.
Can't we let him land?
It's how you say it. You know what
But
I'm
that's
saying?
what I'm saying. Everybody can yell at me. I've been called dumb, dingy, and retarded, and I've been nothing but
I didn't
nice to
call you
you
that.
guys. I'm
I didn't
talking.
call you that.
So how I come, you everybody get to tell me how I come across when I'm articulate. I'm articulate and I'm pleasant, and I haven't said anything
I didn't call you
derogatory.
no name.
But people get to call me names, be aggressive, over talk me, and try to tell me I'm something I'm not. So I'm
I
not the
didn't call you
person.
no
I
name.
don't give a fuck how I come across. I said
Anybody
what I
that's
said, and
black,
that's
born
it.
in America, you
I'm
fucking
not
black.
black, and
Period.
you're
Well,
upset
that's
because I'm
what you
not
said.
black, so you're a
Hey,
racist.
that's all it
Don't
is.
put your
Hey, yo,
hate on me,
Moko,
sir.
do you
Heal.
know black
Pitbull,
people
it's time to
outside of America
heal.
that's not American?
Yeah.
They
You
consider
know what?
themselves
Let me
black.
give. I got you.
Hey,
Hold on, one mic on two P's. What you said, Brody?
No, I was just saying. Actually, her first jab was calling Pitbull uneducated before he even made
yeah.
a comment to you.
He was undereducated on where
Hold
black
on,
came
let the homie
from.
land. Let the
I
homie
mean, we can
land,
talk at the
please.
same time, or we can do how you say you've been peaceful, and you've been saying you've been, how you've been talking. But the first jab that you took was calling him uneducated before he reacted. Now y'all might have been over talking each other, yes, but you took the first jab.
The replays are on. I
That's a
actually
fact. She
didn't.
took the first
Yeah, I
jab,
did
so
not,
but
and the
it's all right.
replays are on. So there's another inaccuracy.
And she took a jab at us. She took a jab at the
The
people.
replays
She
are
said,
on.
"Y'all people, these people, they, and all this weird ass
Go
shit."
back to the
But
beginning of
hey,
this conversation.
I'm gonna tell you
I
what you do.
challenge somebody to get the audio.
I challenge you
That
to
is a
stop.
goddamn lie.
I challenge you to stop trying to use big words and try to talk over people's
Tommy
head.
is here, and she
Basically trying to
uses
tell
bigger
them.
words. I haven't even
Basically
used no
trying to
big
tell them.
words.
No, what you trying to do is
Some people just
what
can't
you trying to do is you try to make people sound like they're unintelligent or they're not as
People
smart as you.
sound unintelligent on their
Really,
own. That's not my.
really at the same time, while you doing
Who's
this, you be making
muting
yourself
me?
sound.
You don't have to
Do
Because you
y'all
make
think people
yourself
are?
sound stupid.
fine.
I don't make
You,
myself sound
what
stupid.
you do is make
All of you
yourself
guys
sound
are
stupid,
upset,
trying to make
and
yourself
that's
sound
not my
smart.
fault. You guys are mad and
Yes,
aggressive.
that's what you do.
I didn't do
You
anything to
make your
any of you.
That's why people call
You're
you
so
stupid and
mad.
dumb
That
because you
doesn't
try
bother
so
me.
hard to sound so
People call me
smart.
stupid and dumb because I feel
Because you
dumb,
try
and
so
that's their
hard
look
to
back.
sound so smart, and you're
Yeah,
not.
that's your
You're
look
not at
back
all.
when you feel
You don't
intimidated to
have
call
to
somebody
identify as
dumb.
black. That's
I know,
fine.
Tommy.
You don't have to repeat white supremacist tropes that other people say.
I
That's
didn't
where
do
you're
that.
losing
That's
people.
how it was perceived.
No, you're doing direct insults that are
I did
white
not. I was called. I was directly
insulted.
insulted.
Ignorant. You're calling people dumb. You're
Now,
calling
hold on, Tommy. Hold on, Tommy. Hold on, Tommy. I moved you to the goo. I moved you to the goo because when you talk, you want everybody to shut up. But when somebody else talk, you won't shut the fuck up for 10 seconds to listen with your uneducated, wannabe smart ass. Shut the fuck up and listen to somebody else. God damn, bitch. You been talking on this motherfucker for 72 hours. Shut the fuck up and listen. Damn.
CL, what are you getting out your fucking body for, nigga?
I'm get tired of just fucking let somebody else talk, nigga.
Chill out,
Fuck.
nigga.
Just breathe, everybody, breathe.
Let's
Okay, now if you were a female, tell me to hold on. I get you. He just cussed me out.
Do not drop.
He just cussed me out, and I'm going to respond. And don't drop me. If you were a bitch, I will be all
Hey, one mic
the
on me
fucker.
real quick.
Don't you talk to me like no. Did nobody? Fuck you. You
God
fucking
damn.
moon cricket. Fuck you,
Drop her, please.
monkey.
Drop her, please. Thank you.
Order in the court.
Oh wait, hold on. She just called my nigga a monkey. Hell no, fuck that. No, hell no. She throwing shots like a motherfucker. That weird ass bitch.
Moko,
Get her in there.
Hold on, don't kick CL. Do not kick CL. Bring CL up. Give him a bean. Bring Moko up. Hold on, CL. Please, big brother, please. Give CL a bean. Give Moko a bean, because I know neither one of them gonna do no weird shit up in my room. But at the same time, y'all don't drop each other, please. And like one mic on each other. Yeah, thank you.
Oh shit, y'all! Let's get it
Yeah.
spicy and feisty in this
Man,
Where
you
motherfucker.
call
Moko
him a
go?
Calling
monkey, bruh.
motherfuckers monkeys.
That's a
Where
racial
Moko go?
Fuck.
slur.
Y'all don't drop her because she really hosting the room.
But she looks
So
like a
She
roach
left.
though.
So I think she left. I don't know where she
did she
went,
left or did
man.
one of y'all kick her? Be honest.
I
Nobody
don't
kicked
drop and
her.
kick
Nobody
nobody,
kick
bro.
her
All right,
out.
cool.
Yeah, CL wouldn't do that. He said he just dropped her. She
I
probably
know
thought she
CL
gonna come
didn't do
back.
that. I know he
Yeah,
didn't.
she gonna
But
come back.
that's what I'm saying. They not like that, bro. But anyways, man, that's a hot topic. Let me reset the room, man. No, matter of fact, Indigo, can you reset the room?
All right, y'all, it's getting crazy in here. Welcome to Sleepless in LA on the 100 side. Make sure you share the room for a new. Follow the house and throw those balls in my mouth. Yeah, I can take you there. Yeah. Got his dick in my mouth. About to lick the gooch. I'm the Gucci scout. Yeah, got his dick in my hand. About to lick the gooch. Like him in the Gucci land. Yay, I'm the Gucci boss. Lick my booty hole. I like my salad toss. I can take you there. Yeah. He rolling on that tray. That shit smell like dank. He took a perk out my booty hole and said it stank.
I love you, Indigo.
The remix. Damn, she added a remix to that motherfucker. Man, hold up, man.
Oh shit, y'all! Y'all see who Pitbull done started? I got motherfuckers out they body today. They talk about I'm aggressive. Hey, they should
You a
know who the
monkey,
fuck the
Pitbull.
pit
God.
is. Oh shit, y'all!
There
Pitbull on
go
this
my
Pitbull
dog. There
shit.
go my people. But I was
No,
just
you
Moko,
were
hold on.
actually out of
Moko
your
said she
body.
ain't
Sometimes you
black.
gotta scratch
I
Pitbull. You
got
gotta
them
be
out they
scratched.
Hold
body
No,
on, hold
right
you
on, hold
guys,
now.
on, hold
the
on.
replays
R&B
are
said,
on. Y'all was out of y'all
hey,
body.
please,
R&B said
respectfully,
you
one
say the
mic
same.
Hey,
on.
hey, bro.
Say something, bro.
Black, black.
What up, what up,
Yes,
big
you
brother?
are.
I just want to say, my nigga, like,
No,
someone
hold
born
on,
outside
one
with
mic on Wack.
Not you. Hold on.
Wack, you on mute, bro.
R&B says that crazy shit too. She ain't black. I told her I only fuck with black women. So, Moko, what are you, Jewish?
I am, but they got upset with me, dropped me, and took my bean because I wouldn't say I was black. That's
No,
fucking
you got
ghetto.
That was
derogatory.
No, no,
the
no.
You
The
thing.
start.
replays
Wait,
are on.
hold on.
I'm
You got
talking. I'm talking,
derogatory.
Pitbull.
No, fuck all
He
that.
was talking to
You
me. It's
got
not
all
fuck.
derogatory.
I'm
This is what you was doing
talking.
Where Captain
earlier.
Tazari at?
This is what her ass was
Where
doing
Cap
If
at?
earlier.
y'all gonna do this, please
He
don't
called
drop
somebody
me.
a
Yo, this
primate.
chick is a grown ass baby, bro.
hey,
Wack was
hey,
literally
hey,
talking
hey,
to
she
me.
just a spoiled little brat. That's all it
Yo, for
is.
Wasn't didn't
real,
Wack
bro.
ask me a
She
question
not
though?
little. She
You
not little.
men
if you capping, because people be capping.
But being a
Hey,
Jew is an
so
ethnicity. It is a race. You
But
can't say
it's
it's
my
not a
that's what
race.
I told them. It is my bloodline. It's a heritage.
But you
It's
said
what
it's not a
my
race though.
You said it's
I
not a
don't use
race.
it as a race. No, I
But
don't.
it
It's a
is a
people
you
of
race.
did say
okay.
that in the room
A
earlier.
people
You
I
said you
said
Jew. You
we
said
are
you're
Not
a
not black.
everybody.
people of
Wait,
our
wait,
Hold
wait,
on, hold
wait,
own.
on.
wait.
Let her cap talk, and we
Okay.
gonna figure it out.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can't say that being a Jew is not a race. Every ethnicity is a race. If you're Chinese, that's a race. If you're Japanese, that's a race. So if you're a Jew or from the tribe of Judah, that's a race. So you can't say you're not a race. You can't do that.
Okay. And it's also taught that they were a people of their own and some of them didn't identify
The
as a
people of their
race.
own is further emphasizing that they're a race. What
Okay.
separates a Jew from a Chinese? Their race. The race of Chinese are Chinese people. The race of
Okay.
Jews or Judah is, that's common sense, really.
She's so educated. She's not educated. It's
Well, now,
crazy.
well,
You
now, well,
want
no,
that for me.
hold on, well,
You're a
hold on. Now,
misogynist.
I brought Cap in here because if I don't know how long she's been practicing this, maybe she's
Right.
in the beginning stage, or maybe she was practicing under somebody who wasn't teaching her right. I ain't
Right.
bring Cap in here
Right.
to maybe I don't know if you know Moko, but Cap Jazariak, he know about all that stuff. So
Right,
maybe
he's really
That's
cool. He
correct.
he doesn't
Yeah.
attack. He can educate me and we can talk. But some people are emotional, undereducated, and just wanting to attack me. That's different.
So I think Cap is somebody you might, if you got questions, right?
Yeah, we got some
Yo,
questions
Cap, I
I could
got a question
definitely
for you, Cap.
Absolutely. Thank you, Cap. I think I follow you.
That's correct.
And
He's looking
Cap
for
Captain,
is
I got
another
a
wife
question,
too.
Cap.
Cap is
Go.
Hebrew.
Beast crazy.
He's a Hebrew Israelite.
Israelite. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm
All
not
right.
Israelite, but I respect it.
So how we got to this how it was, right? So we was just discussing about the little people the black people that sold the Bruce Beach, whatever, whatnot, and we got to just black people, and then Moko was just downgrading black people, saying that she not black, and that's how we got on this topic. Like, girl, you black.
Yeah. How
What you
you
so
not gonna be
she
black when Jesus?
yeah. Okay,
Y'all
so look,
lying.
look,
I
look,
didn't
look. Okay,
downgrade
yes, you
nobody.
did. But
I
okay, she
didn't.
said she not black, right? Hold on. This is what she said. This is what she
You said
stated, bro.
monkey.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, she did say that too. This is
And I
what she
got called a
said.
bitch.
All right, hold on. So she said she's not black, but look, her mom is from Congo, from Africa. Her father is from Germany, Berlin, but she was born here in America. But she's not black. I don't understand what she's trying to say,
I'm
but
not
okay.
black.
But then she says she is a Jew, but she not black. She is a Jew.
Correct.
But okay. But then you didn't know that
And
Jew
you're
was a
mad
race
because you don't
earlier.
understand that.
Oh, okay. No,
That's not
you
my fault,
don't
baby.
understand who you are.
I
But okay.
do. I just
But
told.
that's how we got on this
Okay.
subject,
Yeah,
and
it's
that's
better
how
to just
people
ask
start
questions to
arguing.
get
And
clarity. Right. If
Yeah,
Jews
you
are
repeated
black,
it back.
like that don't make sense to say Jews aren't black though. Jews are
I
black.
don't identify as,
exactly.
and
That's
there
what I'm
Wait,
are
so
trying
is
to
many.
there a
tell her.
difference in saying that you're not African
Why do
American?
y'all
Maybe
keep
she's
muting
not
me?
African American. You black,
Moko,
but
She
you
she
maybe
wait,
not
wait,
African
wait, wait,
No,
wait.
American.
she said she not black.
Wait.
I'm not
How?
black.
Wait. The thing
If you're
is,
not black, what
wait.
are
Hold
you?
on. How is she not African American? Right? I'm gonna tell you how. I mean, her mother was born in Africa. Her father's a Caucasian man that was born in Germany, but she's born in America.
You
So
said her
I
father's a
don't
white
get.
man. Is
who's
her
that?
father a white
He's
man?
That's
not
what she
white. I didn't
said.
say that. You asked me if he was Caucasian, and I told you he was
I
biracial.
said, is he
But you
melanated?
like
Is he
talking shit.
Caucasian?
I
You
said he was
said
So what's
biracial.
your
That
so
is
what
what I
let me
said.
so what's your father, if you don't mind me asking?
My father is biracial. He is African
Meaning
and
like,
German, and he was in
okay,
Berlin.
what's his father? Is his
And
father
his
German?
father is German.
Oh yeah, that's
Yes.
a white man. Yeah, that's a white man. So
Oh
you would
my
be a white
Moko,
God.
I
woman.
fuck with
You'd be a
you,
white woman.
but I ain't gonna lie, you black as hell. And like we gonna keep it real. Like a lot of people in this motherfucker up in here lying and shit. But I'm gonna keep it 1,000. All these new words that people want to say and shit like that. At the end of the day, you black, you gonna have black
and
kids.
These are
that's
just
all
y'all
I'm
You can't
saying.
force
emotions.
her
That's
to
That's
hold
be what
all
she
on.
You
don't want to
can't.
We
That's
be,
what
was in
I'm
the
though.
saying.
slave
I have
days. If
paperwork.
we was in the
You
slave
can't
days,
force
you would
her
be
to
out
be
there
Okay.
if she
still
doesn't want to
free.
claim that
I have
We'd be in there. We wouldn't
paperwork.
have a fucking choice. If we
I
was in
have
let me land.
paperwork that
Yeah,
Let
tells
people
me
me
say
where
you
land.
I
not
she
come
African
got
from.
American.
paperwork.
Hold on.
Don't
I'm
let
about
her
to get
do
it.
Hold
that.
on.
Yeah. Y'all gonna let me land. So like I'm saying, bro, she would if we was in the slavery days, like in America, where
But we're
y'all
not.
think Moko would be at?
But we're
Not,
not.
But we're
not,
not.
In the
not.
But
fucking
What are you
field,
trying to
nigga.
say?
So
but
all that
Moko,
shit
did
you
you
talking
I
understand
about,
what
you
okay.
wouldn't even be in the
Not
you
house.
education
I'm gonna
You
let
wouldn't
him
class.
even be in
you
the
land.
understand?
house.
Wack is
now, Mrs. Art. hold on. First of all, Brock, for you to be thinking that way, mean you got your mind in the box because
That's how they
we've
always
been
thinking, Wack.
able. Listen, we've been able, right over. We've been able over time, right, to learn, educate, and identify with what we feel is real to us, right? So, Moko, did you understand what Captain Tazaria was saying about your father?
I did hear him. Hmm.
I was saying that if your father's father is white, then he would be white because his father's
Okay,
white.
and I said
You would be a
biracial, but
white
I
person to
totally get
us.
where you coming from.
Yeah, you would be a white person to me ethnically. I'm not talking about
Now,
your
So
skin.
now,
that's
Cap,
and
can
so
she still be a Jew?
Yeah, she could be
yes,
Jewish.
I'm
Yeah, she could be.
Ashkenazi.
Oh, you would
See,
be
so
Jewish.
now that's important. You see how she said she's Ashkenazi because her father's
My
father is
father,
German, right? So she would be Jewish. She wouldn't be
Yes,
the
she would
type
be
of Jew I
Jewish.
am.
but my mother
She
is
wouldn't be Judah.
okay.
She wouldn't be from the
Hey,
tribe of
what's your
Judah. She's
ID
gonna
say
be
by race?
Huh?
What it say?
So
because
she
Jesus.
not
So
My
is
wrong.
she
ID
not
does not
black?
have black
Hey,
on
one
it.
Hey, yo,
second,
put on
one
the
second.
No,
So
replays.
that's
Wax, she
not.
not
That's
wrong.
not black.
Hold on, 1 second. Wax, she not wrong with saying that she's Jewish. She actually would be Jewish because her father is Jewish. So she would be right, but she wouldn't be like me.
But when
Yes
she
or no,
get
I'm
King?
pulled
not an
over, she
Israelite.
black.
When
Hold
I
Right.
on.
get
No,
pulled
he's
over,
talking
I'm a
about
Mason.
when it comes down to saying
Oh, he got another.
You're a Jewish. That you are. When he says
Right.
I
So
Jewish,
the
understand that
Jew.
way. I know what he's talking about. It's just Brock and some people in the room get
So
upset when I say I'm
what
not black. When I didn't attack them, they mad because
well,
I won't
see,
say I'm black and I don't
I
have
told
to.
him
That's
the
what
crazy.
same
kind of
thing.
Mason are you?
Hold on,
I'm
let
Cap, I
Wax.
Scottish
got a
Rite,
question for
Hold
you.
5-letter
hold on.
Freemason, ancient and
One mic.
accepted.
Can we see
Hey,
the
one mic
paperwork?
on Wax.
Oh shit.
Hold on, that's some King Yo shit.
Yeah, that's another shit. Wack. What's your
I,
ID?
My
I was trying to
paperwork
tell
on that, so
Moko.
we can go to the next.
I was trying to
Wack,
tell
you say you
Moko
go through
like
the same thing. What?
I go through the same thing when I'm in them African rooms when I tell them I'm not fucking African. They get mad as a
I
motherfucker.
don't say that I'm black,
I'm
but
I'm I'm I'm
You,
I'm no, cause you're Somali,
exactly.
right?
were
You're
you
White
Somali,
born
look.
right?
there or here? You were born there.
I'm black. I will tell you, I'm black of
That's what I thought.
African descent, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm American. I'm from right here. Like
That's
y'all
how I
don't even
feel.
like us over here.
That
Like y'all don't identify. Africans don't call themselves black. That terminology
Right.
black
That's
come
correct.
It
from
doesn't
the
exist.
movement
I
of
told him that,
over
Tommy.
here,
Thank
right?
you.
It comes from the movement of over here. So when I trace my struggles back, it go back to a plantation somewhere in Mississippi, Alabama, some shit like that, right? Now, I had a problem with the people before them because you the motherfuckers that sold the motherfucker to even get over here, right? And guess what? I'm glad all the shit happened because if it wouldn't have happened, then we wouldn't be over here in the manner we are now today. It's just real shit. So our people went through what they went through for us to be here today. But for Brock to say, if it was slavery, you wouldn't be,
Yeah.
nigga, we
Can I
are
answer that
long
way?
past that shit.
When
Like,
he
I'm
said,
just
"Where would I
saying though,
be?"
it's the
My
truth.
ancestors actually had a farm and had workers, and there are Bank of America bank slips for what was going on with
Oh, that
my
mean y'all
ancestors
own
3-4
slaves.
generations ago. So don't. But I'm not
I'm
using it
just
as a
saying,
flex. I'm
bro. The
saying don't
comb
assume where
test.
I
The
would have
comb
been
test.
because you loud and wrong.
The comb test.
Yeah.
Moko,
You're
you
loud
got the
and wrong.
same kind
I
of
also
picture.
have nice
The
hair.
back of your
Look how
picture.
y'all talking.
You
I don't
can't
even
run a
talk like
comb
that.
Black
upside
people
down in
can
the
have
back of your
nice hair
picture
too,
without it
though.
popping.
Black
Stop
women,
it.
That's what.
Damn,
But
that
I'm
was a
saying,
black
little
why are
people,
we talking
disrespectful to
about
black
say
people can have
black
hair?
women got
nice
nice
hair as
hair.
well, though. Black people can have
Hey,
nice
and you
But
hair.
just
why
said,
are we
Moko.
talking about
You just said
hair?
hair.
You
You
know what
just
I?
brought up
You know what
hair.
I hate? You
No,
know what I
Brock
hate?
did.
You be
Hey,
saying,
and
Brock
you
no,
know
brought up
what's
hair.
crazy? It's a
No,
no.
lot.
black
You
Wait,
be
wait.
women,
And
black people
another
can
And
have
all
hair and
y'all
thing,
good
black
hair
talking to me,
too.
right?
you know what's
Ugh,
crazy? It's another thing
that
that
shit
it's a
crazy.
lot of black people
Y'all
here that have
crazy
white
and
grandparents and
weird.
have white great grandparents, but that don't, I mean, that still say that we
I
black.
don't even
Let her
understand what
be
you're
who
So
she
I'm
wants to
just
be.
saying.
I
Man,
mean, at
okay,
the end of the
so
day,
saying.
let's
Y'all
And
keep it
not
Captain
saying
real.
for
a whole
coming
bunch
in
of
here sounding
motherfuckers.
Okay,
like they got
R&B,
sense.
R&B
Somebody.
will
Let
tell
her be
you
Wack
what she
trying to
want to
talk.
be,
she's
man.
Native American.
And
So
they would
Captain,
argue
what
her
would you say
ass
to
too
people
if
that's
you
black
wouldn't be
that's
here to
born
save her.
outside of America?
You said, what would I say to what?
People that's from like the Caribbean that claim that they black, but they wasn't born in
They
America.
black. Nah, they black too. They would be from a different tribe of the nation of Israel. So like Jamaicans, Trinidadians and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, they would be from the tribe of Benjamin. So we would say they from, so black people in America would be the tribe of Judah, The West Indians would be the tribe of Benjamin. Like Dominicans would be the tribe of Simeon, like
You just
that.
need to
So
be
it's like
aware that
different
you're a
tribes.
minority. You still a
Say again?
minority. You still a
Yeah, you
minority.
bring your ass over
You're a
here to the
minority. You
ID.
guys
It's
are
gonna
like
say black.
enslaved in the brain.
Cause when you get pulled over, guess what? You black.
No, I'm not. I'm a Mason. Stop talking to
So
me,
Your
it's good to
slut.
ID
be
got an M
aware.
on it or a B
It's
where the
good to
race
be
is.
aware that you
Damn.
To
know.
my wallet, yes, I do have a card.
And they
I
got
have an
where it
ID
say race,
card.
where it say race on the American
It.
ID or
I
every
don't have
state.
my
Well,
driver's
Mason
license
is not
does
a
not say
race though.
black.
That's what I'm
Thank
That's
saying.
an
But
you.
on the
affiliate.
There.
ID,
That's an
on the ID where it say race,
My
it got
my driver's license does not say black.
what
No,
it got an M for Mason.
it has nothing.
So it don't say no
Because
race.
in the state of California, I can do that. I don't have to identify as any race, and damn sure not black because it's not a race. Stop
So your
talking
So
to
if
me.
you have
California
a
ID
kid, you
don't
ain't gonna
have no
teach
It
letters
does
black.
not
race.
have no. You want me to
Okay.
screenshot it? You don't have
No.
to put no. Okay, I'm like, and I select other. If anything I want to select isn't there, I select other. This is not a troll. I didn't say anything was wrong with being black. I got attacked for saying that I wasn't black,
You
and that
said we was in
infuriated
last
people.
place.
That's not what I said. I was talking about the people who
Yo,
sold their
Cap.
You
properties
called us
back.
monkeys.
I particular bitch, and don't
You
say
said
us,
this is
bitch, cause
why
you
a
ain't even
certain
in
group of
this,
You called
bitch.
us
people,
monkeys,
I
girl.
called
cause
him a
Moko,
monkey for calling me a bitch. Shut
You
up,
Moko,
Oh
you
shit.
you
Moco
raggedy
Jojo.
whore.
You Moco
but
Jojo, bitch.
Moko,
You're
before
Moco
Yo,
all that
Jojo.
even
mama,
happened,
bitch.
You're Moco Jojo from
So
Desert
anyway, go
Avenue,
ahead,
bitch.
Brock. We were listening
no,
to
but
the
look,
people.
before respectfully, look, before all that even happened, you kept saying things like, I'm not gonna refer to it because y'all gonna attack me.
Right.
But this certain group of people is in last place, and this is the reasons why, because
If
they
you
do
listen,
things like this, and y'all don't, and you were saying y'all and they,
okay, here it is.
and
So if
hold
you,
Hold
on,
on,
let me
okay, go
let me
ahead.
Moko.
land,
Slow down,
hold
Moko.
on, I get it.
Moko, listen. Sometime when a motherfucker dragging the rope, you got to let him jump. Now, ask Brock, Moko, who is in last place? Ask him that question.
Place, Brock, even though he's
Ask
miswording what I
him
said.
who's in last
Who's in
place.
last place,
It's
Brock?
not even. I already know where you
No.
going with
Who's
this,
in
Unc.
last
But
place?
it's the people that's saying it. It's sounding
Who's in
like the
last
same
place?
white supremacy shit. So my
Who is
thing
in last
was,
place?
don't have the conversation like you amongst us,
I'll
and
wait.
and you,
Ask him who's
cause
in last
it
place,
is what it
Moko.
is. Y'all gonna say black people.
With his
No,
emotional
no, no,
rhetoric
no,
so I
no,
can
no. Hold on,
respond.
hold on. We asked you who you think is in last place. Since you didn't agree with her
Poor
saying
white
black
people.
people in last place,
Poor
who?
white people.
Poor white people.
He
Yep.
That's,
trolling
he doesn't
himself.
listen. We can't say poor white people. We're talking about who's in last place in general. Is it the white people? Is it the Asians, Mexicans, or blacks? So who you think is in last place? Because we got some poor ass
We
black
get in
people
Africa.
too.
Do we get
Hey,
Africa?
Tootie.
Broke niggas.
We talking
Or we
about
just
America.
American black?
We're the
It's
black.
just America then blacks. Yeah, blacks.
So why would y'all get upset if she said that?
Because of the way that she was
No, it
saying it.
wasn't
It
no
was
way.
Truth
like
could never be
you
considered
speaking
disrespect.
amongst
Thank
us.
you.
You speaking amongst the people. All we saying is don't speak amongst the people
Bring
as
Okay,
your
if
ass
you
can
up
I
one
here.
of the people.
respond?
And then
Yeah,
you on.
because Brock, you've been okay. So actually, we were talking about the people that sold their property back to LA County, and I
Wack.
specifically said that I don't want to be derogatory when I make this statement, but I said that's exactly why some people are in last place because they are undereducated and don't put in the effort to do hard work and take the easy way out. I said those people sold out and the
Oh
shit
no.
hit the fan. That's not racist. That's
No,
actually
you
what
call
happened.
everybody monkeys and
Call
shit.
niggas
Oh
a
no.
monkey,
I
man.
called CL a
That's what
monkey,
people
and he
trying to
called me a
say.
bitch,
That's
and
more.
I'll
You
say
called
it
him a
again.
moon
What'd you
cricket.
call him?
He
A
called
moon
me a
cricket.
You
bitch,
called the
and
nigga a
I got
monkey.
called a retard.
You
I don't give a
retarded.
Called
fuck.
that nigga a moon cricket.
And I
Wack.
got called a retard. So yeah, moon cricket monkey. Don't call me no retard bitch. Next.
Wack.
No, you gotta
Wack.
call a
Remember
retard
who
after the
used that
monkey.
word last time?
Who?
Remember when fucking
Hey,
Narcissus?
Bitch.
can you hear me?
Oh, the
Beast,
nigga,
I hate you.
the
Who the
Whatever you
fuck is
thinking of,
that?
you're
Hold on,
giggling.
wait, hold on. I'm trying to figure out why Brock got so
Me
offended
too. I'm trying to see that too,
when
Wack.
when
Him
when
got
Moko
offended.
said we in
Hey, can you hear me?
last. Yeah, why you get so offended when she said we in last?
To be honest, I got the approach the same way we said. If you don't want to be black, don't even be black. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. You know what I'm saying? As far as
Whether you
the
black or not, that's
yeah,
really
that's
a
your choice.
losing
If you
last
don't want to
place.
be black,
Like,
we don't want you. We don't want you to be. But the thing is, don't be like saying nigga, kicking it in our conversations, having the conversations amongst us. And if you from the outside looking in, you
I'm
gotta
not
be
an.
hold
the
on.
same.
So
You
you
can't
telling
say
me,
that.
Cause what's the
okay, that's
difference
the case.
between Moko saying
Captain
nigga and a white
Tazariak
person
got to go
saying it?
on mute. Hold on. That's the case. Captain Tazariak got to go on mute because he got a whole lot of opinionated backed by facts to say about other nationalities.
Thank
So if
you.
you saying because a motherfucker ain't black, they can't say, well, black people are in last
We
place.
been kicked
Just
She
silliness.
can't speak from the inside out.
Silliness.
She can say that because, like you said, it's the truth. The truth
How
can't be
you can't
considered.
speak? Wait,
It is
but
what it is.
how you can't? But see,
Black
that's what I'm
leaders.
saying. You cannot limit a person from speaking with facts just because they're not that. Cap studies, other
all
religions,
day.
other
That's
races,
my job.
right? So he studies it so he can speak on it.
Thank you.
So just you know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, she says she's not black. All right. R&B says she's Native American, right? I think I got like 22, 24% Native American in me. By right, I could really go down there and get all them benefits.
And you could
I
have went to
mean, I
college for
think I
free.
think damn near a lot of black people can.
Right? So what I'm saying, you do know black is not a race, though, right?
I always thought black was a
I
race.
told it's not, and I
No,
told you
no,
that it got cussed
that's
out.
what they identified us as, right? And
Black,
and
that's a byword. That's not a
yeah,
race.
yeah, it's not a race, right? That's what they identified us as, right?
I appreciate you
So
men
what's our
coming
race?
in to help y'all brothers out. Lift these brothers
I
up.
said that earlier. Like,
Yeah, that's what they identified. Really, if a motherfucker asks me, right, this is why I stand on it, and I hate to say it, I tell a motherfucker, I'm American of African descent.
There you
which,
go.
which is gonna place me in the category of being black. As soon as I say
That's what I'm talking
African
about.
descent, that means okay, I'm descended from somebody from Africa, and when I say I'm American, they're gonna identify me with the movement that we know
Right.
about, right?
You know, that's
Can
funny.
I can I
If you
ask
go through
Captain
our
a
history,
question?
Hey,
if you go
Wack, I
through our
What
think
about
little
the
history,
other
you'll
black
yo-yo
people?
in
You
notice
don't
that
here.
they
consider them
always
Huh?
black?
changed.
I said I think little yo-yo in here.
Who the hell is Lil Yo-Yo? Who's that, CL?
Kenya.
Whatever,
Oh,
CL.
there you go. Yo, she said, now Moko, what did you say
Can
you
y'all hear
was?
me?
Yeah.
Yeah, girl.
Hold on. She said she's Mason, but what did you say you was,
I
Moko?
said that I was Scottish Rite Freemason, 5 letter.
A woman cannot be a Mason. They can only be an
Thank
Eastern
you.
Star.
That's a fact, bro.
I am an Eastern Star.
She
You're
is
not.
That is not
Actually,
true.
a
amazing.
How
Mason
And
you
is
that
a
is
know?
not
This is
true.
Eastern
Hold
CEO.
on,
Star.
hold
That
on, hold on, hold on.
We're
First
talking
off,
about
CEO
Mason.
talk.
Let's talk to the
everybody
real.
first
Let's
loud.
let
off,
the real Mason Mason in here. Explain. Let
we
him
got a
talk.
real Mason. Hold on,
Why
everybody.
y'all yelling? Yeah,
Who
Yo,
calm
hold
down.
yelling?
on.
One mic.
Hold on. First off, I'm a Prince Hall Mason. I've been traveling my
Oh,
whole.
that's
Hold on,
different.
damn. Can I
Hold
talk?
on.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Let me
Let
talk.
that nigga talk.
Let him talk. First off, yo, this shit
Keela,
is
One
hey,
crazy.
fucking
Keela.
Wack
mic.
pinged him
That's
in
the
here.
problem
Prince
right
Hey,
Hall is
there.
hey,
You
affirmative
Keela,
can't
what you
action.
with?
I
listen.
have nothing to say to this
Listen.
brother.
Listen.
Hold on.
One
First
mic.
off,
Let him
first,
talk.
you're not a Mason. Women cannot be Masons. Only our women are Eastern Stars. It's as simple as that. Like that's like somebody saying, "Oh, they a blood, but they not really a blood." Like it's just there's no arguing with somebody who just capping about who they are.
So the women that's part of that movement, you guys identify them as Eastern Stars.
That's correct.
Okay, so
Now
Moko,
it's
the black.
crazy, right? Hold
Let him
on.
talk.
Look,
Don't
it's
tell him to
crazy.
hold on.
It's crazy how men can be Masons and we could be a part of the Eastern Star movement.
That's
But
correct.
Eastern Stars cannot be Masons at
For
all.
Prince Hall. For
There's
Prince
no,
Hall.
no period. There's no ifs,
Period.
ands, or buts about that.
What's
For Prince
Prince Hall? Why?
Hall.
What are you
You
talking
can,
about Prince Hall?
you
Well,
can
if I
claim
can
what you
speak,
want to, you can claim what you want to claim. Because I'm not gonna argue with somebody who capping about who they are. I
I'm
mean,
not capping. I got a
it's
gold
one of them.
card. Keep going.
You got a who?
I got a gold card, and that's out of
A
your
gold card?
jurisdiction. I do.
A
Out of your
gold card?
Nah,
jurisdiction.
see, this
Out of your.
different.
Our card?
See, bro,
Okay, hold on.
you
First
changed
He
the
off,
above King
conversation, bro.
Ghetto.
hey, hold on. First off, there's no gold card.
Yeah, it is
Second,
a
it's a
National Supreme
All
Gold
right.
Card.
hold on.
Yo, don't
First
do it,
off,
bro.
I'm trying not to, but
That he
I'm not
know.
gonna argue with her. It's first off, our cards that we have are green. Second off,
Mine is gold.
hold on, if you a bruh, that don't even sound right if you a bruh, but if you a bruh, then up your icky. And only you know what I'm talking about. If you are who you say you are, up your icky. Even if you don't, even if you know what an icky is, up your icky.
She don't have one,
Can
bro.
I speak yet?
I know she don't.
Hold
Is it my
on,
turn?
hold on. You got
Matter
Not
of
it.
fact,
yet. Let him finish talking.
hold on.
Hold on, Moko. Do you know
Hey,
what he's telling you to do?
no, she don't. Exactly. So on top of that, from whence come you?
Uh-oh. I know that.
I'm not Prince Hall.
Speaking that talk,
It don't matter.
I heard that
It
before.
don't matter if you're not Prince Hall. From whence come you?
I know that talk.
Wow.
I'm not Prince Hall.
It's different if she don't know
Where
what
do
to
you?
say to
She was
that,
a
huh?
Mason. You should.
Hold on. Where you hail from?
I look.
East.
Live 659, Prince Hall jurisdiction, Texas.
Jimmy Lunsford Lives, number 45, Detroit, Michigan, Gratiot and McDougal.
Uh-oh.
So again, Moko, where you hail
You
from?
got
I'm
people
925 Malika, Dallas. So what?
You ain't even say it right. That shit don't even
I
sound
don't
right.
have to.
Listen,
I have a card and a
y'all
certificate. I'm not Prince Hall.
yo, a card and certificate. That shit.
Yeah, I'm not
What you
Prince
get a
Hall.
certificate for? This
I'm not
shit is
Prince
real.
Hall.
This shit is in
Just like I
blood.
got life insurance. Like
Listen,
I'm
let
not
me ask
Prince
you a
Hall.
question. Hold on,
You
let me
can't
ask one
speak
more
for
question.
me. You
Can I
can't
ask
speak
you
for
one more
me.
question?
Moko,
Go
get
ahead.
educated.
Can I ask one more question?
Go ahead.
Turn
Would
that
you
mic down, Moko.
would you die for your brother? Like literally.
My brother would die for me.
Ah, shit.
Now, what I said was, I'm Scottish Rite. He's Prince Hall. We don't communicate. He can't ask me shit or tell me nothing. We different.
I'm going. Yo, first.
Freemasonry is Freemasonry.
No,
I'm about to pull up. I'm about to pull up on the Scottish Rite right now. We
Okay,
having
go
a whole
ahead.
barbecue out here.
Go ahead.
So is she Jewish or blackish?
Yeah, what the
I
fuck
don't know
is
what's
this
going
shit?
on right
Man,
now.
when they
Sounds like a
pull her
lot
over,
of
she a
Mason.
black woman.
First off, she's
I'm not black.
Jewish people be Freemasons?
she's not a Mason. Period.
She got
Okay,
a go
like
kart
let's.
though, King Yo.
Yeah, I can go.
I mean, you
A
where
gold
you?
And
card. I
Moko,
don't even
I'm
know
messing
what the
with you
fuck a
because I
gold
don't know.
card is,
Because
bro.
that's out of your jurisdiction. I'm 5 letter and
Hey,
you're not.
That's some shit. That's some
How
shit
many
that she
letters you
bought.
got?
King
Letters.
Yo a real
Do
Mason
you know
though. We
we?
definitely know King Yo is
Bro,
definitely a
first
real.
off,
Yeah.
listen. Hold on.
I'm
First
5
off,
letter.
Mason. Hold on. I'm glad you
I'm
said that.
5
Right.
letter.
That's some Greek shit that you just said. We don't
I'm
go by
5
letters.
letter. Okay.
You know we are
She mainstream.
the master of all fun.
Why y'all kicking Moko, gang?
Why y'all drop her?
Stop dropping
Dang.
her, bro.
Who's
Hey,
dropping
Y'all
her?
don't
dropped
drop
her?
She
nobody
probably
or
did
Yo,
mess
it
with these
herself.
hoes.
That
that's
shit weird
crazy.
as hell.
Like we are the master of all fraternities, yo. Like we don't go by letters
And you
and all that
cannot talk
shit.
to me.
What do you mean
Where's
I
my
can't talk to
bean?
you? A Mason is a Mason. The
No,
fuck?
you are affirmative
Our
action
brothers are our
and not.
brothers.
No,
You are not a
I'm
Mason.
5 letter and you're not.
Why
You
are
can't
you
talk to me.
5 letter? I don't even know
You
what that means.
don't. I'm Scottish Rite. You Prince Hall. Enough said.
No, you are a
Yeah, enough
fucking
said, and you know it.
you're not a
You know
Mason.
it. You
Women
know it
cannot
though.
be Mason.
You
Hey,
are
bro.
Prince Hall and I'm
Hey, bro.
Scottish Rite. Mute up.
No, you mute the fuck up.
You know what's
Remember?
up. So mute the
No.
fuck up.
Even in Scottish
Yo, she
Rite,
is not like,
King Yo,
bro,
that's
this.
Moko. She's a 5-letter star.
hey, I
No.
got
From the
people that
with
that
a
that
gold
Hey,
card.
matter of fact,
in
hold on.
Scottish Rite.
Hey, Pitt,
For
hold on
real.
real quick. My bad, Brody. Hold on real quick. I know I've been gone for a while, but hey, what's that? Let's go on riff right now. Let's see what you got in
Shit.
blood.
Nah, she
We can
ain't pulling up
we
on
can
Riff,
prove
gang. We all
we
know
can
that.
prove this shit on riff.
Oh shit!
Nah, she ain't
What
pulling up.
do you want to
Oh
prove
shit,
on
another
Riff?
riff call
Yo,
out.
keep
I want to
Another
see
riff call
I want
out.
to see your
it's
icky.
fine.
Cause every Mason has an icky. So let me see your icky and I'll
Pulling
show
up
you
on
mine.
Indigo, she ain't pulling
Okay.
up on you, gang.
I'm
Let's
not.
go
I
to.
don't even know what the fuck that is, baby. Like I said,
Girl, you
I
know
am
what Riff
Scottish
is.
Rite,
Download it
and you are
today.
Prince
Hey,
Hall, and that's
I'm
what I
sorry that.
said.
Listen, I'm
We
sorry
don't
that she
have
wasted.
ickies.
Listen.
We don't have ickies. That
Every
sounds
Mason has an
retarded.
icky. Every Mason has an icky.
Hey, yo,
Prince
King,
Hall.
what's the difference though? Hold on, now let's ask the question.
What's the
What's the
icky,
difference
burner?
between the Scottish Hall and what you're talking about as far as your Mason and everything like that? Prince
Scottish
Hall.
Rite and Prince Hall are very
What
different.
is the difference?
Yeah, what is the difference? Let her tell it.
He asked you.
I'll tell you the
What
truth,
we
but
ask
Okay,
you?
go ahead.
what is it?
Aren't you
Answer
guys
the
not
question.
supposed to talk about things like these? Like,
Let him
No,
do it.
there's some shit that we can talk about. And I know what we can't talk
He
about.
asked you a question, so answer it.
She can't answer the shit that we can't
He
talk about.
asked you.
No.
We asked you what's
We asked you, what's the difference? They know I'm a Mason. They know the real shit about me.
He's a Mason. I definitely know that. So I'm asking, what's the difference between?
No, he
Prince
didn't
Hall
ask
and
me.
Scottish
He
Rite?
asked you what was the difference. So go for it.
No, we talking to you,
Moko.
Moko.
We're asking you, Moko, what's the difference between what he's saying he is and what you saying you are?
They different jurisdictions.
Jurisdictions?
I'm ancient and
That's it.
accepted Freemason, and he's not.
Oh, I'm not.
You aren't. Prince Hall is not Scottish Rite no more than is Knights Templar or the Yorkshire. There
Do
are
you know
different
what you even talking
jurisdictions.
about? Do you know
Oh
what
my
Knights Templar?
God.
What's Knights Templar? Go ahead, break that definition down.
I'm not sitting here on no motherfucking panel of my education. I'm Scottish Rite, you Prince Hall, and we different, and you know that. So you can keep playing.
No, we 100%
You can keep
different.
playing.
One person's
but
a
we are
real Mason
different,
and
and I'm
another one
above
is.
your jurisdiction, so I don't have to answer to you.
You're not
Talking about
above
no goddamn
shit.
icky. We don't have icky. There's something some minority Masons made up after they got affirmative action. I don't have to answer to you.
How do I sell my soul?
Hold on, do you go around lying about your whole life all the time like that?
I don't lie.
How do I become a Mason?
I don't lie.
And how do I sell my
vouch
soul?
for it. We're on Clubhouse,
paperwork?
and
Let
you
me
can't
sell
get
my
to me.
soul.
You are beneath me.
No, you right. You
You don't
Thank
represent that
you.
icky, man.
You could be whoever
We
you
don't
want to
have
be on
fucking
Clubhouse.
ickies. These
She
ghetto
right.
ass people.
You could be whatever you want to
You gotta
be.
verify this somehow, yo.
She could be whatever she want to be on
I'm
Clubhouse.
You said,
verified.
wait. Moko, you said you are free and accepting Eastern Star. That's what you
Ancient
said?
and accepted Freemason.
She said she's ancient and accepted Freemason.
Hey, Wack.
That's what she said.
Remember your man's that's Prince Hall?
You're right about the ancient part.
Hey, y'all, hold up. Wack talking to somebody.
Thank you, Sierra.
The knowledge is the same. It's just it's different types. It's different it's different chapters. Like
Okay.
it's on different. But the knowledge is all the same for the most part.
So
So the knowledge is the same. So that means a female should never say they're a Mason. They should always identify themselves as Eastern Star, right?
A male can be an Eastern Star, but a female can never be a Mason.
Thank you. I just said that.
Go.
She's coming from the land of something different.
though.
So
She
that
don't got her
means
icky, Wack.
Man, she
Moko.
fake
So
as
Moko,
fuck.
my question to you
I'm
is,
totally not fake.
but look, Moko, my question to you is,
Uh
why
huh.
would you refer to yourself as Mason and you knowing you cannot be that?
In America, they don't allow women to be Masons. In England and in Germany, women can be Masons. So my
You really just fucked up.
No, I didn't. There are female Masons. So look into it. There are female Masons in England.
Remember, she said she was German earlier today.
They do have female Masons.
They do have female Masons in England, but the